We are live at Fort Valley State University for the start of the 2019 season of Miles College football on WOTM Sports. So glad you could join us for our coverage in what promises to be an exciting year for the defending SIAC champs. The Wildcats of Fort Valley have already taken the field here at Wildcat Stadium, and the Golden Bears on the far side of the field in the white uniforms. So AA, off season's behind us. Now the work really begins for Miles College and Coach Reginald Ruffin.
Right, and you want them to start fast. That's been the problem early in seasons. We have not won a season opening game since Kevin Porter's first game against Miles back in 2016 in the Labor Day Golden Classic. And even in that game, Miles was down 21-0 before they came back.
After that start of 0-5 last year, just incredible the way the Golden Bears able to regroup at the latter part of that season, winning ball games that they needed to win based upon conference alignment, and doing a good job of chasing that title and getting it.
But the other part that you have to consider is that this team easily could have gone 8-2, 9-1. This team was good last year, and the championship kind of solidified that. Now you got a team coming in, a veteran team, a team that's been through the adversity that they've been in before, and now here's a chance to kind of get off on a good fast start. There are no Gulf South teams on the schedule this year. That might help the win-loss record. This team has a chance to go to the playoffs if it does what it's set out to do.
Toss has been conducted. Wildcats are going to kick it away. That means the Golden Bears will be on offense first. It'll be Eli Mashburn, the sophomore for Fort Valley, to kick it. Mashburn going to handle kicking and punting duties for Fort Valley this season. 2019 underway for the Golden Bears. Short kick. This one's going to come down near the 12-yard line. On the return for the Golden Bears is Darrell Freeman. Freeman works it back to the interior now. Nice cut there by Freeman up near the 40-yard line.
Good return there by Darrell Freeman, and one of the things that Miles is looking for is a running back, someone with explosion. A lot of the running back depth gone from last year. Freeman now back on kicks, and he was on the team in 2017 and played a couple of games but did not make the team last year. He's back. He was a West Georgia product once upon a time, and he's got the ability. We've seen him here for Miles be able to tote the rock, and we'll see what happens here going forward.
Made an early reference there in your comments about what they're missing on offense from a year ago, Justin Hardy. It'll be interesting to see who fills that slot for the Golden Bears this season. Smith going to go shotgun, first snap from center. He'll give it into the line. That's Freeman, breaks the initial line up near the 43-yard line on the straight-ahead carry.
And this team is the ability to run and throw the ball. One of the most important parts is that offensive line is veteran as well. You've got an all-conference players and Aaron Scroggins, also Roger Womack, and a couple of other veterans who are going to be able to do very well on the line for the Golden Bears.
Second down play now. Sprint handoff. Freeman going left side there, following Victorian and Washington on that side up front, and they get it up near the 45.
You mentioned Victorian. Victorian is one of a couple of players who got their degrees last year but had a year of eligibility left, so Victorian was able to come back and still be a veteran presence. He played last year. He wasn't necessarily a starter, but he's got the experience to be able to lead from that tackle position.
Third down play here for the Golden Bears at the 45. Got to get it right near midfield for the first down. Sliding is Harvey, left side. Now, in motion comes Robinson. High snap, but Smith handles. First aerial attempt by him. Out the flats. Catch made at the corner, but well shy of the first down. They had to go underneath on that pass out in the flats. Harvey with the catch, the redshirt freshman from Douglasville. But that'll bring up a fourth down here for the Golden Bears.
And you saw with the fullback, that's a position they didn't really fill a lot last year. Harvey, they feel comfortable with using him, but it was a lot of single setback. This opening series, they went a lot of fullback and didn't pick up the first down.
In fact, Harvey didn't register any yards on the carries last year. So now, Golden Bears will have to punt it. That'll be the sophomore Jake Anderson to do that. A couple of men back there for the Wildcats. Anderson's first punt of the season. Line drive bouncing at the 23, fielded on the fly and knocked out of his hands on the return there and out of bounds, but it will stay with the Wildcats of Fort Valley.
Let me give a little credit. It was Jay Fitch who's in there punting,
yep.
and if you look at the two of them between Anderson and Fitch, you will be able to tell Anderson a little more slight of build. Fitch looks like he spent a lot of time in the weight room, a very RoboCop type build to him. He said he played some linebacker when he was in high school at Bessemer Academy. He ran the football as well, so he's built to withstand a lot of abuse, even though punters don't get a lot of that.
It was Malik Rout on the return for the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Dangerous return by him. Lost it in the air, but it went out of bounds. So now the Wildcats of Fort Valley with the lefty Slade Jarman in the pocket, dumps it out in the flats. Sliding down the line, catch made there in the flats. And up to the 32-yard line. On the grab there for the Wildcats. It's like Jamari Clark, I believe, coming out of the backfield with that catch. Pickup of 6 on the reception by Clark. Now they'll fake it in the line. Jarman fires across the middle, crossing route there. Catch made at the 36-yard line. Grab made by Jameer Bridges, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. His first catch of the season. And the second completion in this drive by Jarman.
That was Terry Beckham Jr. on the coverage there. He was right on his man, able to keep him from getting any rack yards. Brings up a third down.
Bridges with his first catch for the Wildcats. Now in the backfield, that play busted at the line of scrimmage. Good surge up front there by the Golden Bears to stop that play on the ground.
Redshirt freshman Joshua McNeil in there. He's playing in place of Jamari Smith. That handoff exchange was bobbled a little bit, and the speed and power in the interior for the Golden Bears made sure that the Wildcats did not get the first down.
So now they will be forced to punt the football away as Anthony Robinson stands near the 30 to await the punt. Mashburn is second of this first quarter of play with 11:35 left in it. No score. Golden Bears in the 2019 season on the road to start it here at Fort Valley. 4th down and about 3. High snap way over the head of Mashburn. We'll see if he can run it down. He does. Tried to get it there. Boy, it's blocked there by the Golden Bears are going to score on that. They blocked it down near the 2, and nothing but white jerseys. Touchdown for the Golden Bears special teams.
It looks like number 17, Wade Streeter, who has been a special team stalwart here for the Golden Bears, was able to pick up the block punt. The game turned 2 years ago when these two teams played on special teams when Fort Valley had trouble getting a punt, and the first touchdown of the season scored by Wade Streeter.
So the Golden Bears strike first here in Middle Georgia. Special team effort there to block that kick. High snap at the line of scrimmage started it. So now it'll be Spradlin, the sophomore from Medora, Alabama, to try the point after. Spradlin, high kick by Spradlin, and knocks it through for the Golden Bears. So 11:15 left, first quarter of play. It's the Golden Bears of Miles College 7 and the Wildcats of Fort Valley State nothing. More football action on WOTM Sports after this break.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
You heard that right.
We're back live at Wildcat Stadium. Golden Bears on the road starting the season. First score of the ball game. They lead at 7-0 over the Wildcats of Fort Valley. So it'll be Brady Hamill now, the senior, to kick it away for the Golden Bears. And back deep for Fort Valley. Walker. And backpedaling near the 10. Catch going to be made there. That's Clark's got some room. Got it past the 20 up to the 22-yard line.
Let's talk a little bit about the special teams. And Miles, it seems like every year gets 1, 2, 3 different blocks. That special teams touchdown was set up because the Fort Valley State Wildcats had trouble getting their special teams unit together. There was a lot of confusion. The ball was snapped. It went halfway to another southern Georgia county, and before you knew it, as the punter tried to get it up, it was blocked. Wade Streeter, Johnny on the spot. He's in the end zone.
That was Malik Rout on the return there for the Wildcats as they go 1st and 10 from their own 30. Jarman backpedals, looks to his left, now fires across the middle, got a man on a crossing route. Catch going to be made there on the turn by Alfred A.J. Shipman, the senior from Palm Beach Garden, Florida, with the catch for Fort Valley.
Mitchell Smiley on the start. He's one of the surprise starters. We saw him get a lot of playing time at the end of last year. He ended up taking Nick Floyd's spot on the strong side at linebacker, and he's got a lot of speed to keep up with those running backs coming across the middle.
2nd and 4 now for Fort Valley. They send a man in motion. That's Jeffrey Mack, one of their primary targets to the right. Going to go his way. Mack behind the defense. Can't pull in the one-hand grab there over the 50-yard line down near the 40. That miscue will make it 3rd down.
Make no mistake, Slade Jarman can deliver the football. We saw him here a couple of years ago, certainly saw him last year, able to make some big-time throws for Fort Valley State, so you've got to respect him. The receiver was able to get behind the coverage, but Jarman was a little long with that one. It's going to set up a 3rd down.
63% completion rate last year over those 3 games. 3rd down play here, out of the backfield. They get it into the hands of Clark, but there's a good search by that Golden Bear defense. Flag coming in at the end of that play.
That's not going to be good. I hope that's not against Miles, because they sniffed out that screen and it went nowhere, but the flag came in. It may have been a late hit or unsportsmanlike penalty. We hope that's not against the Golden Bears.
Boy, they had 4 or 5 Golden Bears right on top of him. One of them may have gotten a little bit too aggressive on that play on the hit of Clark. And it will go against Miles College, so that'll be their first assessment of the 2019 season, and that will give Fort Valley a 1st down, his first of the ball game.
Miles was one of the least penalized teams in the SIAC last year. Coach Ruffin cannot stand penalties of that nature. That's someone being over-aggressive. The play was made. Miles was set to get the ball back, but a little too much activity there in the tackle position, and they're going to end up losing 15 yards, and Fort Valley will keep the ball.
Just over the mid-stripe at the 49-yard line inside of Golden Bear territory. Jarman in shotgun. We're 10-10 left in the 1st quarter. Ball fake. Jarman throws and got a man there. Catch and stretch it out. After the grab is Bridges for his 2nd grab of the ball game, about a yard shy of the 1st down marker.
Well, they're picking on Terry Beckham right now. Every throw has been to that side of the field on whoever Terry Beckham is covering, and thus far Jarman's been able to hit his guy, but Beckham certainly being sure with the tackle, but we got to get him a little tighter on the coverage.
Bridges at 6'5", Beckham going at 5'10" on the roster. Sure, they recognize that coming into the ball game. They're trying to set a screen right side, but there, Austin Stevens with his first knock of the season pulls down Clark behind the line of scrimmage.
Man, I tell you, Austin Stevens is probably one of the most underrated superstars in Division II football. 120 tackles last year, making All-American teams. He was just listed on ESPN, the Undefeated website, as one of the top 5 defenders in HBCU football, and that's including Division I teams.
Certainly on that watch list for the 2019 Black College Football Player of the Year Award. Going to be named in February. They'll announce the 4 finalists in December. And look for that name, Austin Stevens, to be around that 4. 3rd down play here now for Fort Valley. 3rd and 4. Jarman quickly fires and threw it underneath. Had a man there in space. That was Mack, one of his favorite targets, but he threw that ball about 5 yards shy.
There was no way that ball was getting to him, because Kadarian Jones was about to serve Mr. Jarman with a turf burger, because he was going to get leveled if he didn't get rid of that football when he did. There was no way he was getting that ball completed.
He unloaded and threw it short. So with 8:52 left in the 1st, Golden Bears with a 7-0 lead, getting set to get the football back, as Mashburn comes on now for his 3rd punt of this 1st quarter of play. Trying to kick it away from Robinson. Anthony going to let that one take a bounce. It'll roll sidewind and inside of the 5-yard line. So Mashburn with a good job of placement of that punt for the Wildcats. Now the question for the Golden Bear offense, see if they can do a sustained drive here starting from inside their 5.
Well, you saw them being very conservative on the first drive, a couple of runs. They tried to run a little quick out to Harvey. Let's see if they're going to open it up a little bit. You've got the tools to be able to do that. We'll see if Daniel Smith will be able to kind of go into that toolbox to see if we can get some big yards here on this series.
That'll actually soften things up for their run game. So 1st and 10 from the 4. Tyree down at the bottom of the screen. They're going to run it that way, slicing back to the inside as Freeman. Good tough run there by Darrell. Got it up to the 9-yard line. Pick up about 5 or 6 on that carry.
Big hole open in the middle with the all-conference center, Aaron Scroggins, and right next to him you've had the number 75 there, Nathaniel Williams, open a huge hole for Freeman.
Well, a flag here. Now it comes in. I don't know if this is a free play, if it's going to be against the offense, but they were trying to go down the field to Tyree to open things up. The flag came at the line of scrimmage. Looked like the Golden Bears are saying that Fort Valley moved first.
They would have blown it dead if it wasn't offside.
Good call, yeah. So Smith trying to take advantage of that free play.
And you've seen that last year as well. The Miles quarterbacks know, and especially the receivers also know that, hey, if you see that offside penalty go, it's a go route for you, and that's what they did. They sent Tyree deep.
That'll make it 2nd down. Or now they're going to move him. It's going to be 1st and 10. Football at the 14-yard line. Smith gives it to left side, carrying the football for the Golden Bears up near the 20-yard line as they unpile it.
It's going to be Dante Edwards there with the carry, his first carry. He's a new guy, redshirt freshman out of Mobile. He's a big, sturdy back. Sometimes you look at him and you look at Freeman, it's like looking at the same guy.
Edwards at 5'8", 215. He got 5 on that carry, his first of the year. Smith, ball fake. Out in the flats, going to the tight end. That's the catch made there out in the flats. This is going to be Tinch with that grab for the Golden Bears near the 25.
Seems like every other player we call we're going to be able to say this is a preseason all-conference selection. There were 8 of them, and Tinch is one of them. You saw he had games last year where he was completely unstoppable, and hopefully Miles will be able to continue to do that again this season.
Tinch with 26 grabs last year. Got his first of the season on the previous play. Movement up front, maybe another free play. They're going to go downfield. Smith trying to get it over the left shoulder of Antonio Lee, this redshirt senior, but we'll check the flag at the line. There, you talked about that go route after the flag at the line of scrimmage. Almost connected there.
That might end up being 2 penalties because what they're saying, it looks like by throwing that hat, is that Lee went out of bounds and he was the first to touch. So if even on the free play, if it's alternating penalties, that's going to not work in Miles' favor. It's just going to end up being a replay. As you see, there's a flag on the far side. There's one on the near side. That far side flag, it may have been thrown also with the offsides, but when they throw that hat, that means the receiver went out of bounds.
So the officials conferring near the 21, and it looks like they're going to keep this football put right where it was.
No, they didn't call the other penalty.
So they do move it up 5. So the offsides against the Wildcats pushes the football up now to the 29-yard line. 7:05 remains in this first quarter.
They're having some trouble with the sticks over there.
Smith with the keeper, left side's got plenty of room now. He'll slide down near the 40-yard line after the sticks for a first down for Miles College.
Yes, whoever was on the sticks was having a problem, but Daniel Smith had no problem. That play looked like the design run that they ran against Morehouse last year when we went 49 yards to the house.
Smith was like, well, you guys aren't set. Don't worry about it. You can set it after this first down. So up to the 39 on the keeper by Daniel Smith. Smith, 219 yards running last year with 2 touchdowns. On the ground now. They're going to go left side. Carry there by Edwards again. He bangs his way near midfield and close to the first down marker.
He's certainly strong, and if you talk to him, he's plenty confident. For this being his first college game, he's not showing any jitters at all. He's just taking it and pounding the rock right into the line, making big gains for the Golden Bears.
Got a first down on that carry. Football right at midfield for Miles College. They lead 7-0. We're at 6:10 left first quarter. 4 up front for Fort Valley. Smith with this ball fake. He'll go same play left side with the keeper. Spins back to the inside. Got it into Wildcat territory near the 45.
He throws the ball so well that it opens that run lane for him when they're running that option play there. And you've got to respect it. Like I said, he had a big run and had a couple of good runs last year for the Golden Bears, and he's big and tough. He can take those hits.
So 2nd down and 5 now from the 45 of Fort Valley. Smith, ball fake, fires tight end, Tinch again with a grab. Fights his way inside the 45, down near the 38-yard line. That's enough for a Golden Bear first down.
This drive started on the Miles 4-yard line. They're already inside the 40, and Fort Valley to this point has not shown any inclination that they're going to stop this Miles offense.
Well, you talked about it in the opening. There's so many weapons on that offense there. You see the tight end getting integrated now. 2 catches for Tinch on this possession. Smith on the ground and in the air. They're going to go left side, turning the corner to Irish Freeman. Freeman can't get quite there, though. Wildcats catch up with him. May have lost a half on that one.
He literally, that was probably the first run play that they stopped for anything less than about a 4-yard gain. Good read there by the Fort Valley defense as Freeman tried to get around the corner, but no dice.
So 2nd and 11 from the 38. Trips up top. Tyree and a one-on-one at the bottom down here. Wiggum, their best defender, guarding him. They'll throw it underneath. Catch going to be made there. Bang, real hard after the catch, but holding on to it was Freeman, circling and out of the route, and he held on to that pass.
I think Smith went a little too quick with that play. You saw the double coverage that was going to Tyree. They certainly had their eye on him, but he was a complete decoy as Freeman came out of the backfield. If Smith had waited just a half tick longer, there was no one there to stop Freeman coming on the curl.
3rd and 7 now. First look back to the sideline for the Golden Bear offense as they get that play called in. 9 seconds on the play clock. Now everybody's set. Smith looks right. Here comes the pressure. They'll flush him right side. Flag now. He'll raise, fire, throw it at the sideline, but underneath and incomplete. But let's check the flag.
Probably going to be an illegal block there or a hold because Smith was in trouble. They were bringing the pressure from the far side.
So Womack, the senior, trying to get that additional leverage with the hold. And now to push the football back to the 45.
You know, a lot of teams would have gone ahead and said let him kick it, but with the leg that Spradlin has, they went ahead and pushed him back and tried to move him out of the field goal range there. Well, guess a little change of mind there.
I think they heard you. 3:43 left in this first quarter of play. Golden Bears with a 7-0 lead. That's going to make it still 4th down.
4th down.
And it'll be 4th and 7. Boy, this is very manageable for the Golden Bears here. Wildcats seemingly taking a chance on this. Robinson. Now Smith. Pass batted in the air, and it's going to go incomplete. He was trying to get it to Robinson on a crossing route, but one of the defenders up front for Fort Valley got a hand on it.
Smith didn't put enough juice on that pass because he had Robinson cutting across, and if he makes that catch, it's going to be a first down, probably pick up 10 to 12 yards, but he kind of finessed it, and it was the defensive lineman able to get his hand up and knock it loose, and it's going to turn the ball over.
So the drive that started from the 4 stalls at the 35 on the other end of the field, and the Wildcats will take it over. Golden Bears still lead it 7-0. Season opener for 2019 for both schools. Jarman, short hitch out in the flats, pass thrown behind the intended receiver. Coming up at the sideline was Rodney Coleman Jr. Eyes on an interception pick and score there.
If he could have got to that ball, he would have gone to the house. There was no one there. Thus far, the Miles defense playing very fast. Slade Jarman not having a lot of time to deliver the ball, and it's been causing problems for the passing game.
2nd down play now. Across the middle he goes, in traffic, and you could hear that the receiver there, Doe Rout, was thinking somebody's getting ready to crush me in here.
He was going to be right. He had to go low because here comes Maxell Wells right down the pipe. He was ready to lay the boom on the Fort Valley State receiver. It's going to set up 3rd and long. Miles' defense playing exceptional here in the first quarter.
Boy, that film is not going to lie on route on that one. He stopped in his tracks right in the middle of the way he realized where he was. That'll make it 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Jarman looking, got a man down the field, trying to get it behind the coverage. One-handed catch there by DeQuavius Walker. Walker got behind Coleman on the defense and able to pull it in with one hand.
I don't know that that was necessarily bad defense, but it was certainly an outstanding catch. Slade Jarman put it in the only place that his receiver could catch the football, and after tipping it to himself, he was able to make the big grab.
Down at the 28 after the first down pickup, way downfield for the Wildcats. Jarman wants to go quickly here, going to the right side this time. Pass going to be grabbed there by, that's Bridges, and Bridges knocked out of bounds. There you saw Beckham trying to tighten up on the defense there. Tried to go for the pick instead of the solid tackle on Bridges.
Yeah, they're going to attack him. They've been going at him early and often here in the first quarter. I think he realized that, hey, I can't get to this ball, and then at that point he was not in position to make a solid tackle. That's why it was broken.
So Wildcats go inside the red zone now. Their first trip in there for the season. Just under 3 minutes left. Jarman with the pitch. Got a man cutting in the backfield. Carry there by Jalen Louder. Louder, not normally the runner for the Wildcats of Fort Valley, but they gave him an option there. And Louder may have gotten a yard, not much more.
Nictavius Floyd, first man there for the Golden Bears, stayed disciplined, did not get fooled by the inside possible run there by Jarman. He stayed in his outside lane, and there was nothing doing there for the Wildcats.
So Louder with his first carry actually did not have any carries last year for the Wildcats. Second goal to go now. Jarman going to look left, back of the end zone. Got a flag coming in there. Coleman just could not resist. He was not convinced that there wasn't enough space in the back of the end zone, which there wasn't, but he went ahead and committed the foul infraction in the end zone, and that'll make it another first down for Fort Valley, half the distance to the goal.
You know, it's kind of tough because that ball wasn't a catchable ball. It was a catchable ball. I guess if that makes sense to you, the ball probably could have at least gotten a hand on it, but there was no way he was going to catch that football. Sure. But still, they had to call the pass interference as they got tangled up there on the front side of the end zone.
Yeah, I understood exactly what you're saying.
At least someone does. I mean, you know,
but I have to, right?
Yeah, sometimes I'm at home and I try to talk and no one understands anything that I have to say.
Well, don't feel bad about that.
I'll take it from you, Charles. I appreciate you.
So first and goal to go for the Wildcats after the assessment on Coleman. Jarman looks right, fires, corner of the end zone, a flag coming in there. That won't matter though. Bridges there for the catch and touchdown for Fort Valley. Coverage in the corner that time by Jerry O'Shea, but not enough there. Can't throw any shade on Bridges. He had a couple of big catches in that drive and he scores on the touchdown.
And I'm surprised they didn't call the pass interference on the offense. There's a lot of pushing and shoving and stuff. I think the last shove there was by Shade, though.
So Bridges to transfer into Fort Valley from Tusculum, making his presence felt here in this drive for Fort Valley. They get on the scoreboard, and now Mashburn on to try his first extra point attempt of the season. Low snap, but they handle it. Mashburn with the kick. And he is on target for Fort Valley. 7-7 your score. Golden Bears, Wildcats of Fort Valley. 2:05 remaining in this first quarter of play. More Miles College football on WOTM Sports after this timeout.
Mother's Kitchen. She just made everyone feel welcome at our table. I've always loved Southern cooking, but it isn't always the healthiest. Then I came across some healthy recipes and fitness tips from Blue Cross that have helped ever since I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. Now, I can rest easy knowing that I'm putting my health and the health of my family and friends first. I can't keep people out of this kitchen.
We are back live at Wildcat Stadium. 7-7 score now, Fort Valley on a drive, resulting in a touchdown pass from Jarman to Bridges. And the Golden Bears now with Freeman fielding it at the 1. Up the gut he goes, left side. Freeman hit from behind, knocked a little bit forward up near the 28-yard line.
You know, last year we didn't see the kickoff team get a lot of big returns, but Freeman is already kind of showing, at least here in the early going with 2 returns, that he's got like that extra gear, and if he can ever find the space to get loose, he's not going to get caught. So it may be a matter of time. We know it's been years, since 2012, since Miles has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Maybe this will be the season.
Golden Bears back to work on offense now with 1:59 left first quarter, tied at 7 with the Wildcats of Fort Valley. McNeely slides the line. Smith, pressure now, and he'll have to eat the football near the 23. Wanted to do something quick out here in the flats, it seems, AA, but that was not there.
Well, when they brought the pressure right in his face, he had to bring the ball back down, and at that point, there was another couple of Wildcats in the backfield. He had to eat it.
So a loss of 5 on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 15 now with 1:30 left first quarter. Robinson in motion right, trips that way now. Smith in the pocket, fires upfield. Catch going to be made. A grab there by McNeely near the 35. Gripping hit on him there, but he's able to hold on to it.
Well, the first thing that happened on that play was that Roger Womack got beat, and he's having a little trouble here in the opening minutes of this season. But Dominique McNeely, a transfer from West Alabama, was able to hold on and take the hit to get a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Football at the 35-yard line. Here's Smith. Looks left. Trying to throw it back to the interior. It's picked off there. Intercepted at the sideline by Hansberry, but he's not able to hold on to it.
Boy, he caught a break
there.
right there, because that was 6 points all over it there by Hansberry.
He knows it. So the Golden Bears get a break there because Smith threw that right into the hands of Hansberry.
Design play there out of the backfield, but Womack is having some trouble over on the left side containing his guy. Gonna have to shore that up a little bit.
So now here's Fitch with the punt. Line drive kick by Fitch. Fair catch called for and made by Malik Rout, the junior from Tucker, Georgia, and a flag coming in after he called a fair catch.
Can't wait for the fair catch and take off. That's a sure way to get your block knocked off, and it's going to cost his team 15 yards.
So with 32 seconds left first quarter of play, Wildcats going to be backed up after the assessment on Rout.
I think they might wave it off. Unbelievable.
Wow.
He clearly called for the fair catch, and then he took off.
Sure, and about 5 yards upfield, too. Yeah.
It's their first game, too.
Yeah.
Probably be just the first game that we complain about something they've done.
Yeah, we'll cut them a break. It's like we need one also.
We're not coaches, so we can say what we want.
Jarman looking now. Here comes the pressure. He steps up and eludes it. Now he's got some room upfield near the 40. They had him in the backfield, but Jarman with a quick step, able to elude the defense and runs for a first down.
The defense has been spending a lot of time in that backfield. We've seen a lot of speed upfield that time, though technique was not there. They were not able to wrap Jarman up. It turns into a big play for the Wildcats.
Jarman not noted for his running, but able to run for the first there. We're down to 5 seconds. We'll see if they get this play off before the first quarter expires. And it looks like they will not. So we put 1 quarter in the books here at Wildcat Stadium. It's a 7-7 tie. Wildcats of Fort Valley and the Golden Bears of Miles College. You're listening to watching Miles College football on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
that right.
We are back live at Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Fort Valley State University, headed into the second quarter of action. Golden Bears 7, Wildcats of Fort Valley 7. On the season opener for the Wildcats of Fort Valley, it's Military Appreciation Day here at Fort Valley. And the military contingent here watching a good college football game thus far. Second quarter action just getting ready to start now. Jarman with the snap, out in the flats, fades it to Clark. Clark sidesteps Austin. Austin grabs him. They're going to throw a flag in there, maybe a face mask on Austin, trying to catch up with that play afterwards.
I don't think there's a maybe about it. He got caught with the misdirection, and to keep the guy from cutting back inside and getting a big gain, he grabbed that face mask.
But of all the officials to make that call as to one farthest downfield to make it.
I saw one come from about the 30-yard line.
The guy to throw the flag. Well, they are on target. So that'll push the football there for the Wildcats onto the Golden Bear side of the field.
It was actually a good read there by Stevens. He saw that play happening coming out of the backfield, but there was a blocker in front of him, and when the back cut back inside, he tried to go get him, and that's when he grabbed the face mask.
So 1st and 10 now for Fort Valley. Football at the 40 now of the Golden Bears. Jarman, ball faked. He'll run it left side himself. Slides back to the inside. Dives at the 30 for another Fort Valley first down. So Jarman taking a play out of the book of Daniel Smith, both left-handed quarterbacks, and he had a keeper left side.
How often do you get that? Two lefty quarterbacks going against each other.
Quickly again, Jarman's got some space up front. He'll try to run this one. He's caught from behind this time. Got it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Tackle made there by Marquise Leverett, 6'1", 220 pounds. They've got him playing some defensive line. He's been a linebacker in the past. They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, Golden Bears a little bit off kilter there. They had too many players on the field. With Fort Valley trying to step up that tempo of the offense between plays, forcing the Golden Bear timeout. 14:08 left first half of play. 7-7 tie. We'll take a break here. Miles College Football on WOTM Sports.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Please put your hands together for your 2019.
So after the timeout by the Golden Bears, players making it back on the field. Hopefully into the defensive set that they want. On the Rashad Watson, the defensive coordinator for the Golden Bears. Comeback route there for the Wildcats. That's Bridges with the grab, but only about a yard pickup on the play.
Mitchell Smiley in there very quickly. That young man is very fast. We talked about it in the first series. He's worked his way into that starting lineup, which is actually quite a feat when you consider you got a freshman in the middle, you've got a All-American on one side, and you got Nick Floyd, who has been holding things down since he was a freshman, and he has worked his way in there to be getting a lot of snaps for the Golden Bears.
Third down play here for Fort Valley. Big play for the defense of the Golden Bears, and we got one there at the sideline. Good defensive effort there at the corner by Maxwell Wells, the junior, playing it at the sideline and knocking it away.
And actually they've got Wells playing safety now, but he was a cornerback his first couple of years here. He played it just like a corner, was able to get out there in coverage, get his hands up right at the last second and knock that ball free. So
that'll bring up a fourth down now for Fort Valley, showing no signs of going for a field goal. They'll go on fourth down here. 4th and 8. And now they'll take a timeout. You can get the sense there they were trying to see if they couldn't make the Golden Bears at least jump and make it a tighter fourth down situation. Would it be 4th and 3 on an offsides? But they take the timeout instead.
They've got a new kicker over here for Fort Valley. So Mr. Mashburn, who last year he was just handling the punting duties, but now they've got him in there kicking the ball, and so maybe they weren't quite ready to see what he has yet. especially, but he's out there warming up. I think he's going to be ready to kick the ball, especially after you saw that block punt earlier. Maybe they were a little gun shy of sending him out there, but I think they're going to try to go put these points on the board.
Good point. Abasi Gutierrez, the kicker for Fort Valley last year, did a good job for them, but no longer there with the Wildcats. So Mashburn, a punter last year, assuming both roles. And this will be, looks like his first field goal attempt of the 2019 season. This will be a 45-yard effort.
I want to keep an eye a little bit out there for Slade Jarman. He's out there as the holder, so makes you wonder if he's maybe got a little something up his sleeve.
Jarman will hold from 45 yards away. Snap, Mashburn with the kick. Got enough distance. Is he accurate? And he is. So the Wildcats of Fort Valley claim their first lead of this football game on a 45-yard field goal by Eli Mashburn. With 13:24 left, first half of play, it's Fort Valley 10 and the Golden Bears of Miles College 7. More football action on WOTM Sports after the break.
Mother's Kitchen. She just made everyone feel welcome at our table. I've always loved Southern cooking, but it isn't always the healthiest. Then I came across some healthy recipes and fitness tips from Blue Cross that have helped ever since I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. Now, I can rest easy knowing that I'm putting my health and the health of my family and friends first. I can't keep people out of this kitchen.
So Mashburn connects from 45 away. It's a 10-7 lead for Fort Valley. Golden Bears trailing for the first time in the football game. Short kick, but coming up to receive it, it's going to be Robinson for the Golden Bears. LeAnthony trying to turn the corner, slips down near the 21-yard line. So first quarter numbers for the Wildcats a little bit better than the Golden Bears.
Certainly they're able to move the ball. Miles has had a little trouble. They've had a couple of good plays, but most of their drives have been stunted as Fort Valley has started to ratchet up the pressure a little bit, and Daniel Smith is going to have to adjust. Again, we've seen some things happening over on the left side of the line, and hopefully they'll be able to get that together as you got Roger Womack, again, who is a preseason all-conference member over there, trying to keep Fort Valley out of the backfield.
So Smith now. He'll give it in the line. On the carry right side is Edwards again. Fights his way up near the 25, up to the 26-yard line.
Right now between Edwards and Freeman, Edwards has looked a little more of the punishing back. We haven't seen either one of them get out in space, but that was one of the things Justin Hardy could do and do very well, was run between those tackles, get out in space, and then take off. So we haven't seen that yet, but thus far it's Edwards who has shown that he may be able to have that next gear in him.
Pickup of 6 on that play. Smith underneath the defense. Catch made there at the sideline. Spinning ahead near the 35-yard line with the grab was DeAndre Harvey. Harvey with enough for the Golden Bear first down.
Last year, Miles didn't use a lot of the fullback. They would go double tight ends. They'd go 3-4 receivers, and they would let Hardy just kind of go to work. But now they're using the fullback a little more. DeAndre Harvey is the guy, and they've gotten a couple touches, and they've been pretty good thus far. That one for a first down.
12:20 left in this first half of play. From the 36, Smith on the ground. Edwards got some space left side. At midfield, Edwards bangs and asserts himself on the defense, falls ahead near the 40.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Look at the punishment he laid in there on number 4. That's Tyler Moore. Tyler thought he was going to be able to get a tackle because their guy's 5'9", but you didn't count the 215 that comes behind it, and he got ran over like a Mack truck. First down, Golden Bears.
Tough run there by Freeman. From the 40-yard line now. Golden Bears trying to answer the field goal of Fort Valley. Smith looking for some room short side. He'll step out of bounds. Tripped up near the 38-yard line.
That play there, another read option play, and I don't want to keep calling his name, but again, that was Womack over on the outside, was unable to keep contained on his man. Smith had to try to get a little further outside on that play. Picks up 3 yards. And that play is working right. When the tackle has got his contain on his guy, there should be a big lane that's open there. And last couple of plays, it hasn't been happening.
Football at the 37-yard line. 2nd and 7. Smith, short drop, backside pressure. Unloads it and goes incomplete. trying to get it out once again to Harvey in space. But Smith, feeling that backside pressure there, pushed that football deep.
They're coming off the same side. And that time, Smith did not have time. It was just a straight speed rush around the outside there, and Womack unable to keep that time. I think it was their number 44.
It was Zaquan
Baldwin. Baldwin came right around the edge, and if Smith didn't get it out when he did, that would have been a sack, maybe even a fumble when it's coming from the blind side.
So big third down play here for the Golden Bears. Got to get it to the 30 to keep it. 11-17 left, first half of play. Smith alone in the backfield. Fires past Baddock, but it'll still come down. Catch going to be made, grabbed by Hudson, but he's knocked back behind the line of the initial catch and going to be short of that first down marker.
This time, Fort Valley brought a blitzer on the inside. Nothing Womack could do about that. He engaged this guy. They brought a linebacker right up the middle. Good read there by Smith. He was able to find Hudson, but Hudson unable to get that forward progress. They're going to go ahead and try to get these 3 points on the board.
So Spradlin now, the sophomore, second team All-SIC player, will be trying a field goal. This is going to be a 48-yard effort by Spradlin.
Like 48, yes, sir.
He's hit from 47 last year, got plenty of leg on it. What about his accuracy? Bingo. So Spradlin from 48 ties us at 10. Big effort there by the sophomore kicker. 10:29 left first half. We're even again. Wildcats 10, Golden Bears 10. Take a break here on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Back live here at Wildcat Stadium. Jackson Spradlin brings this football game even at 10 with a 48-yard field goal effort. Matching the field goal by the Wildcats on their previous possession by Eli Mashburn. So Brady Hamill to kick it. And that gets the purple marching machine in the rhythm here for the first time at Wildcat Stadium. Campbell with the deep kick. Backpedaling near the 7. On the return for the Wildcats is Jeffrey Mack, and Mack hit there at the 17, but a flag coming in at the end of that play.
Dante Edwards with the tackle. They might get a late hold there, and that's going to move it back even further.
So they get the Quavius Walker on the hold for the Wildcats. And if the Golden Bear defense can stiffen here, they force that football back over to the offense. Chance to see some momentum here at Wildcat Stadium.
You like to see guys who are playing on special teams, especially when they've played on offense or on defense, because, you know, that's a quick way to more playing time. And Dante Edwards, we've seen him make a couple big plays on that last offensive drive. Here he's able to split the wedge and get in there and make the tackle, add in the penalty, and Fort Valley started inside their 10.
From the 9. Jarman has been effective for the Wildcats in this first half of play. He'll take the snap, rolling out in the flats, throw it underneath. The catch going to be made there at the corner and up near the 16-yard line. Nice run after catch made there by the Wildcat receiver. And catching that football was Alfred Shipman. That's his second reception of the ball game for Fort Valley up to the 17-yard line.
I think on the first 2 drives you saw Fort Valley throwing the football quick because they had to, because the pressure was coming. I think they've adjusted and now they're getting rid of it quicker so that that pressure can't get to Jarman, and he's making smarter, better plays.
Golden Bears coming. Jarman trying to unload it up the field, led his receiver perfectly down the sideline. Catch made there by Louder coming out of the backfield, and Louder showing some good footwork at the sideline to get the extra yards for Fort Valley.
Good recovery there by Austin Stevens, but I think that leg injury that he's nursing and stuff is affecting him just a bit because he got beat. He had to run it back down. He was unable to get over to make the stop early enough. They allowed for a couple extra yards in that first down.
Up to the 32-yard line after the catch. We're down to 9:20 left first half. Jarman with a snap. Fires across the middle. That's been open for him all game long. Catch made this time in the middle by Griffin Watley. And Watley grabs it up to the 45 to the 46.
And that tempo is affecting Miles a little bit now. You can see Austin Stevens come off the field. And you know that leg got to be bothering him if he comes off because he's certainly a three-down linebacker.
So Jarman's found a spot. There's soft spots on the inside of that secondary of the Golden Bears at this point. They have been successful on this drive. He'll drop again. Looking, now he'll run. He's got some room right side. Now Jarman slides on the Golden Bear side of the field near the 47-yard line. So what we talked about early on, we're seeing it from Fort Valley. Their passing game has softened up some running lanes for them, and now they're starting to have a full complement of run and pass.
If this was going to be another interesting part of the Miles game plan, again, we talked about it. Rashad Watson, the new defensive coordinator. It's the third year in a row they've had a different defensive coordinator. So just kind of got to see what Watson is going to do to be able to get this defense to the next level.
2nd and 5. Jarman going to take off again, slides left side and dives ahead for another Fort Valley first down.
Miles is like a half step off of him, and I think if they can find some way to find that half step, they're going to be able to bring him down because he's breaking contain. They're getting the pressure up on the sides, and Jarman is really running up the middle.
And they have to respect the fact that he can't throw the football, and they are doing that, but now he's making them pay for it on the ground. 1st and 10 after the run. We're at 7:50 left first half, tied at 10 each. Snap Jarman. Short look left side. Now front pitch up to the receiver there. It's Lauder again coming out of the backfield, and a strong run by Lauder after the reception.
That was a well-designed play, but Jalen Thomas was able to sniff it out. He was able to at least grab the shoulder pads and wait for the cavalry to get there, and the cavalry this time was Kendrell Walker.
So 2nd and a yard now after the 9-yard pickup by Lauder on the pass from Jarman. Golden Bears are certainly on their heels this possession. Now up the field, missed communication there between Jarman and the intended receiver downfield, Shipman. Shipman cut it to the inside.
Well, I think they saw the press coverage on the outside, and Jarman was like, we're going to go for it. But like you said, it was a misread. Jarman wanted to throw it outside, and that's where actually the Miles coverage was. If he had gone inside, it would have been a problem for the Golden Bears.
3rd down 1 now. We're at 7:10 left first half of play, tied at 10. Wildcats on the move, though. Jarman fakes it, pressure. Austin Stevens able to make the tackle there for the Golden Bears. He took a break on the previous play, but he comes right back and makes the quick one here.
Miles brought pressure from everywhere, and Jarman thought he was going to be able to get rid of the ball quick, but there was no one open, and before he could pull it back down, Austin Stevens was in his pocket for his first sack of the season.
And it's to your point about Coach Watson making an adjustment on that defense to kind of slow that down. They sent the push there by Stevens, and it works there.
Right. Austin doesn't rush the passer a lot. A lot of his tackles for loss is because he's able to get the penetration on run plays, but that time they brought him off the edge. They had no one guarding him. He was able to get right to Jarman for the sack.
After an impressive drive by the Wildcats, Golden Bear defense stiffens, and they're going to force Mashburn and the Wildcats to punt this football away. Robinson stands near the 12, but the Wildcats will take a timeout first. 6:21 remains first half of play. We're tied at 10. We'll join them in the time. After the timeout now, Wildcats of Fort Valley getting set to punt the football away. Eli Mashburn set to do that. We'll see if Anthony Robinson can get a run back here, but you know Mashburn's going to be trying to pin it inside that 20, inside the 10 if he can. Tied at 10. season opener for the Golden Bears of Miles and for the Wildcats of Fort Valley. They get a better snap this time, but they were coming at it. Golden Bears had a look, and this time they go back on the other end of the field, and the football fought for near the 1 yard line. One of the special teams players for the Wildcats, Kenji Thomas, was downfield trying to catch that football in flight. And one of our guys kind of dangerously trying to get in the mix there and could perhaps gotten guilty of a fumble there.
Yeah, that was Kendrell Walker. The ball, once the ball is touched, it's down, so there wasn't much else that was going to happen at that point. But okay, so I think what happened was the gunner on the outside went out of bounds, kind of like what we talked about earlier in the game. He can't be the first one back in to touch it. And so he was the first one. He went in the end zone, so they gave him the touchback. It's going to be a first down for the Golden Bears.
So break for the Golden Bears there to start it with 6:13 left first half. Smith at quarterback. Leonard Tyree pretty quiet in this first half of play. Ball fake. Smith eludes one tackler at the line of scrimmage. Good move there by Daniel. Got it up to the 26-yard line.
That was kind of one of those slow motion shake and bakes that happened to work. It didn't look like he really shook him out of his shoes, but it probably went just slow enough for the guy to be like, what's happening here? And Smith was able to duck inside and pick up some extra yards.
Hey, sometimes slow is good. 5:47 left first half. Pick up a 5 on the play by Smith on the previous carry. On the ground now. Slicing left side on the carry. This Freeman. Freeman with a good second effort there for the Golden Bears and runs it past the sticks for the first down.
Miles has gone a lot more conservative here. You talked about Tyree not getting the ball. I think they've only thrown it to him maybe once. But, you know, when you get the kind of attention that Tyree has gotten over the last couple of months, you know, they're reading it. They know what he can do too, so they're gonna pay a little extra attention. So it's gonna be up to some of these other guys. I'd like to see him go to Antonio Lee, 6'3". He's been working hard to get back here, and he's got a height advantage on number 4 over there. That's Tyler Moore.
Down at the bottom of the screen. We're at 5:06 left. Smith on the ground, got some space there on the carry right side. It's Freeman again. Freeman banging ahead across midfield, and a first down pickup. Good ball fake there by Daniel Smith.
You know, I was told by a high school coach a long time ago that when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad. That's why he loved to run the football. Right now, Miles is picking up big yards running the football. Freeman there with a good second and third effort. Big double-digit gain for the Golden Bears and a first down.
Royal Freeman, senior from Birmingham. 1st and 10 on the ground. Freeman bangs ahead again right side. Good surge by Freeman, just sticking the head down and going past the 45 down near the 43-yard line.
You know, the important part when you're a running back, especially when you are going through the middle like that, is that you keep your legs moving. And Freeman has been able to carry a couple of guys on the last couple of runs. A little worn out, he's going to come out in Edwards, but you don't get a break if you're a defensive player when Edwards is carrying the ball either.
Probably a little more punch out of Edwards. 2nd down, 4. It's McNeely in motion right side. On the ground. This time Smith going to roll it on the fake. Looking. Daniel now running out of real estate. Short side of the field. Fires in traffic and almost threw an interception there. Coming underneath was Michael Hicks Jr. for Fort Valley. And Smith is trying to pin it in the corner over there to McNeely. Underthrown.
The Wildcats have been solid on this pass defense, whether it's getting pressure and forcing Smith to throw it early or on the coverage there. That time, Daniel Smith really had no one to throw it to, and he was trying to force it in there. Almost cost him the football again.
3:54 left first half. We're tied at 10. So Lee down at the bottom of the screen. Moore got him defensively. Ball fake. Smith unloads it behind the defense. Catch made there by Tinch, but he lost the football. Did he fall on it upfield? Wildcats say that they have it. Tinch fighting to get back in there. We'll see. Golden Bears sideline signaling that Tinch was able to fall back on it. Had it hit from behind after the catch. It will stay with Miles College, it looks. Yeah, good job there by Tinch on that second effort to get that football back.
Tinch lost that football, and it looked like Fort Valley did have it, but Tinch is no small man at all. He comes in right now at 6'3", 230, and he's probably had a couple extra cheeseburgers since that measurement was done. He's strong, and I don't think the Fort Valley guy was able to hold on to it as Tinch was able to pull it back.
Great play call there by the coaching staff at Miles College to get that football into the hands of Tinch in that kind of short yardage situation. On the ground now, Edwards slides right side. Second wave of the defense. Edwards inside of the 20 now on a tough run right side for the Golden Bears.
Miles has not tried to really stretch the field. They've just been playing smart power football, and the runs have been effective. You're able to do some play action and throw it to the tight ends, to the backs out of the backfield. I don't think we've got more than one reception by a receiver at this point. Just being safe and moving the football is working for the Golden Bears.
1st and 10 now. Smith, handoff right side. That's Freeman charging near the 15. He'll pick up 3 on that play. Go to 2:51 left first half.
If there was a part about the offense that Miles had a question mark about, it was about the running back position with the change. Everybody was back except for at the running back spot. And thus far, the two-headed monster of Freeman
and Edwards
have been getting the job done.
Sure. Good answer. Smith in the pocket now. He's got some time, trying to go up top in the corner of the end zone. Over the shoulder catch and touchdown for the Golden Bears. Dominique McNeely with the grab.
Boy, you couldn't cover any better than that, but McNeely wanted that football more, and Daniel Smith put it right in his hands for 6 points.
Perfect pass from Smith, and McNeely pristine in his wait for that football in the end zone. Got to space on the defense and able to pull it in.
They ran McNeely out of the slot. He faked inside, went to the back corner, and Smith put it right in his hands.
So the Golden Bears claim a lead now. It'll be Spradlin on now. Point after. Spradlin with the kick. Certain of that, and he knocked it through. 2:26 remains in this first half of play. And it's the Golden Bears, Miles College claiming a 17-10 lead over the Wildcats of Fort Valley as we come to a timeout on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Daniel Smith to Dominique Neely in the corner of the end zone gives the Golden Bears a 17-10 lead with 2:26 left in this first half of play. They needed a good sustained drive there, AA, and they got it. That drive of 80 yards.
Safe, 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 safe. Bingo. Touchdown on the first big throw that Smith has completed today.
Hamill with the kick. Backpedaling near the 8-yard line is Mack. Mack slides right side. He's got some room. We got a couple of flags down the field, though. This one likely coming back. And Mack with a good return there for Fort Valley. But we got some laundry here near the 10-yard line.
And near the 20, and there's a lot of it out there. That one's coming back. Big run there by Mack. Got a little help, though.
So we'll see where they finally settle on marking this football. But it'll be half the distance from the point of the infraction. 2:15 left in the first half. So now we'll see if this Golden Bear defense can settle in here, force these Wildcats to go into something quick on a 3 and out and get that football back.
Wildcats will start from their own 9-yard line, first down.
They'll put it at the 9. It'll be Clark joining Jarman in the backfield.
We saw Miles have trouble at the end of halves last year. Hopefully they can got that rectified some.
Up the field, it's going to be Bridges with a grab up past the 20-yard line. Catching up with that play was Rodney Coleman Jr. But Bridges, with that tall frame of his, able to square up and get the advantage with the catch there.
You know, I was talking a little earlier about maybe they needed to switch sides with Beckham and Coleman. There's no get up on either side. You know, when you're dealing with 6'5" and 6'4", you know, it's pick your poison time. They haven't gone at Beckham near as much, but I would imagine they're going to try to go see him a little bit on this drive.
High snap, but Jarman handles. Here comes the pressure underneath. They tried to get it to Slade again, or Bridges again, but this time it's thrown behind him and incomplete.
And that's because the pressure was coming right in his face there. Number 49, Kadarius Roberts. Number 45, Kadarian Jones. You know, I can mess their names up, but I'm sure that they're going to be on the radar of a lot of teams this year as they got a lot of pressure up front there on that play.
So the double Ks with the pressure there for the Golden Bears. 2nd down and 10 from the 21. We're at 1:43 left, first half of play. Miles by 7, 17-10. Jarman with the snap. Here comes pressure again by the Golden Bears. He eludes, tried to dump it out in the flats, but threw it behind Clark and incomplete.
Something that you didn't see a lot of last year is the blitzes are coming from everywhere. They brought Kendrell Walker from the safety position. They brought Austin Stevens from the linebacker position. Jarman had to let go of that football because there were 2 or 3 Golden Bears in his face.
That is the answer to what they've seen in this first half of play, the quick hitting plays by the Wildcat offense. They provided that defense with the pressure to respond to that, showing it again. They're coming at the corners, and Jarman's going to be sacked there near the 10-yard line. Had him bottled in from both ends and near the front.
Marquell Shelton was the first guy there. This guy is not a starter, but he's able to get big-time plays for the Golden Bears. He also got some help there from Mitchell Smiley. We talked about that speed. They were right in front of Jarman right away.
And they did exactly what they needed to do there, AA. They pinned them down, forced 3 and out, and now with about 1:10 left, offense may have a chance to do something here. We'll see what Robinson does on this return.
Maybe the special teams, if they don't get that snap in, it could be a problem. Another quick touchdown for the Golden Bears.
Mashburn stands in the Wildcat end zone, ready to receive the snap. They're coming at the corners, but he got it away. High kick. Robinson calls for the fair catch, squeezes it at the 49-yard line on the other end of the field. That's a good punt there by Mashburn. But with 49 seconds left first half, a 7-point lead, we'll see if the Golden Bears take a couple shots here.
I think they are going to take a couple shots, at least to try to get in field goal range. You know you've got a kicker who's got the leg to kick it from 50 to 55 yards. But you know you've got also an offense, a quarterback who can throw it, running backs who can get it down, and they still got a couple of timeouts left.
Spradlin's already hit from 48 in this ball game. Tyree at the bottom of your screen. Quiet for him in his first half of play. We'll see if they can get him in here in the last few seconds. Smith, whistles, and a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Man, that was...
Yeah, now that'll almost make you start to think about, now let's just burn it and we'll be satisfied with the 7-point lead.
I think they're going to still go for it. Nothing came off the clock, and you know you got an opportunity. You know you only need about 20 yards to get into field goal range. So you know with the timeouts, I think it'll work well for them if they go ahead and try to push it forward.
So 1st and 15 now from the 45. Smith, ball fake, here comes the pressure, and they'll sack him near the 35.
Same side right there on that left side. And there's been some problems. They've been bringing pressure from that side, and Miles has struggled to deal with it.
So now the Golden Bears take a timeout with 35 seconds remaining. So you got pushed back on 2 plays, one by penalty and a good sack of Smith on this last play. Or a tackle of him behind the line of scrimmage. Well, I wonder if it's time now to perhaps think about protecting that 7-point lead.
And that might be the play now. Certainly, it would take a lot more to get there. That wasn't on Womack this time. It was a design block where Womack went inside. So did Williams there on the left side. And the fullback was supposed to come over and pick that pressure up. They kind of ran into each other, and that left the easy lane right to Daniel Smith for the sack.
Season opener for both teams. Golden Bears at home next weekend. Start the home portion of the campaign. Prince Hall American Footballism Classic coming next weekend, and they're going to have a busy week.
Not only that, that's going to be circled. That's got to be circled on there. Home opener, the classic. It's Morehouse, especially after what happened last year. And so I could imagine there's going to be a lot of energy in that place over at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium.
After the timeout now, Robinson in motion. Smith, sprint handoff left side. Up turned over is Freeman there after he runs it to the 40-yard line. So now it looks like the Golden Bears just going to try to, if they have to run another play, they will, but they won't have to because there's only 14 seconds left on the game clock. So Golden Bears, tight contest with the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Able to get that touchdown on that last drive that really made the difference here for them going into the locker room.
You certainly want to go in with the lead as opposed to being behind. There were some things that can be cleaned up. I'm sure it's going to be addressed at the half. But to play your first 30 minutes of football with the lead, you can't be that mad at that.
17-10, Golden Bears lead it at the break. We'll step out for a timeout and more Golden Bear football on WOTM Sports after the break.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
You heard that right.
Back live here at Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Fort Valley State University. At the intermission, it's the Golden Bears. Miles College with a 7-point lead, 17-10 over the Wildcats of Fort Valley AA. In the first half, it was pretty evenly played. Right around the end there, the Golden Bears able to get that drive and score the touchdown to take the lead into the locker room.
What you saw with Miles was them dedicating themselves to running the football, and they were very effective. They averaged more than 5 yards per carry, almost 6 a run. Dante Edwards, Darrell Freeman, 14 carries combined, 105 yards. They didn't score any touchdowns, but when you're getting that kind of production out of the backfield, it sets things up like when Daniel Smith was able to connect with McNeely on that 15-yard touchdown pass. You had one-on-one coverage, no help on the top because now the safeties are starting to come down trying to make those stops.
When you talk about defensively, Fort Valley had given the Golden Bears a lot of trouble in that first half with the little short, intermittent passes, and the surge just was not there in the first half. But a couple of adjustments by Coach Watson and the defense, they really started to turn things around.
Well, initially they were very quick to the ball, and then it was the first adjustment, which was done by Fort Valley State, which was, hey, we've got to get rid of this ball quick because they're getting into the backfield too quick for us. So what was the change? Miles comes back. Now they're blitzing from different locations. I've not seen in 3 years Kendrell Walker blitz one time. He almost got home a couple different times. Austin Stevens, very rarely does he blitz. He got home once, almost got home another time. They are mixing it up in a way that we have not seen Miles defensively do it, and it was that change that kind of turned the tide a little bit that allowed Miles to get the ball back and get the touchdown that gave them the halftime lead.
How much can they rely on that in the second half, though, to stay with that scheme of blitzing so much?
Well, I think as you're seeing the adjustments, you know, I'm sure both teams went into the locker room at halftime. Fort Valley's going to have the ball first, so we'll see what Coach Porter does to kind of try to stifle that blitzing. But if you can mix those blitzes up and bring them from different locations, Austin Stevens actually blitzed from two different sides. So if you're starting to disguise them, maybe there's not a whole lot that you can do. But if it does happen, it'll be on Coach Watson to kind of make the change. And then also on the Miles side of the football, they have not gone to Leonard Tyree. I think they threw the one ball on the penalty that didn't even count. So he didn't even get targeted in the first half. So maybe Miles on offense even though the run game is going well, they got to find some way to get it to their home run hitter, because there have not been any completions. Other than that completion there, they had the one to Cohen Hudson across the middle, and then the one to two of them actually to McNeely. Those are the only completions they have to wide receivers.
Final note as we close this first half of play, special teams play for the Golden Bears. Wade Streeter with the block and the touchdown to get us started, and then the 48-yarder from Spradlin.
Right. Well, when you've got someone like Jackson Spradlin, you know you can get to certain parts of the field and have a chance to put points on the board. And this time it was 48 yards, and we saw him kick a lot of those last year. We know he's got the leg to get it from at least 55. So he was able to knock it in. We saw how not having that confidence in the kicker last year at the beginning portion of the season caused a lot of problems for Miles. But now Coach Ruffin knows he's got a guy who can go in there and bang it from pretty much anywhere on the other team's side of the field. As far as the special teams, as far as the punt block, Fort Valley certainly helped some with that, but Miles works on that all the time. We've seen them block kicks year after year after year after year. Who would have thought they would have gotten the first one this year, but it turned into gold for the Golden Bears.
Golden Bears with a 17-10 lead as we get set to start third quarter action. All of that just ahead on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Back live at Wildcat Stadium, getting set for second half action. Golden Bears and Miles College in the season opener, leading at 17-10 over the Wildcats of Fort Valley State University. Both SIAC schools, but this one not an SIAC contest with these teams. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the second half in terms of how that works if you're referencing your schedule throughout the course of this ball game. So it'll be Brady Hamill set to kick it here to get us going in the second half. The Miles defense going to be called upon first here as the Wildcats get set to receive the kick. Pooch kick there by Hamels, right side, got it beyond the first wave of the defense. Golden Bears going for it, but don't think they got it there near the 34-yard line. It'll be the Wildcats recovering that football. Not a bad idea coming off the break, though.
Because Fort Valley was completely not ready for that at all, just was not able to execute and pick up that ball. You know, Miles has two kickers and two punters on the roster. In HBCU football, that is almost unseen and unheard of, but Miles has two capable guys. Hamill was actually the guy who was the starting kicker last year, but he struggled. But he was happy, his family was happy, because he had been playing football, hadn't won a game in a couple of years, so just winning a game was great. To get a ring out of it was even better, so he's happy with his role here with the Golden Bears.
Jarman for the Wildcats with the football in the pocket. They're going straight upfield, going straight to their target. Bridges got behind Coleman again for a catch down the field on the Golden Bear side of the football field.
Well, Jarman had the time there to deliver the football, and again, you talk about that size advantage. Coleman's a little bigger, but he's not as big as the receivers on the outside for the Wildcats.
So the Wildcats going right back to what they had success with in the first half, but this time they go on the ground to Clark, and he's bottled up right there by three Golden Bear defenders up front.
Jalen Thomas, the first guy in. He's going to have to be the first guy off. His helmet flew off, so he's going to have to sit out a play. But Jalen Thomas, another one of those 8 preseason all-conference selections for the Golden Bears.
Second down, loss of one on the play. Jarman fires, comeback route, catch going to be made there by Shipman. Shipman with a nice first half for the Wildcats in terms of catching the football. He had 2 grabs there and gets his first of the second half. Pickup of only 2 on the play, though. Third down and 11. 14:04 left in the third quarter. Just on the way here on WOTM Sports. Miles College football, Charles Ward. A.A. Moore with the play call. Jarman, back pressure on the backside and gets wrapped up from behind. Good surge there by Markel Shelton to pull down Jarman.
Well, Shelton, again, we talked about it. He was the freshman of the year in the conference. Last year he got lost a little bit. He's not starting. He wasn't the starter tonight, but we know he's capable. And over these last couple of series defensively, he has really shown very well for the Golden Bears. It'd be great to get another big season out of the junior from Bessemer.
So Mashburn on now to punt it away for the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Averaged 39 yards per punt in that first half. Good kick there by Mashburn, going away from the defender, bounces at the 7-yard line and dives right there. Boy, you can't ask for anything much better than that from Mashburn.
Yeah, there's got to be a little extra water on the spot or something, because the way that ball just deadened right there at about the 6, has got to be a little extra wet there. It took the bounce up out of it.
Hit it here and it'll die for you, right? So the Golden Bears now, their first possession in the second half. They'll start inside the 20, starting from their 6-yard line.
I imagine they're going to take a shot sometime in this series. They've got to go see their receivers. They got some big capable receivers in Antonio Lee, and also, of course, the Black College Hall of Fame player watch list guy, Leonard Tyree. So got to try to give him a shot, but you want to get out of the shadow of your goalpost here.
There's Smith eluding one tackler at the line of scrimmage, fought his way up near the 8-yard line on that carry.
Smith running the football like that, you certainly don't want to get hurt, but you talk about some of the guys who got their degrees but had a year left and came back. One of them is the backup, Lejean Cordier, who's been in this system now 3 years. He's got another year, and so, if we see him on the field, that may not necessarily be the best thing in the world, but he's certainly capable, and that allows Smith to play a little more recklessly.
Second down effort here. Busted play there, and Smith going to have to eat that one down near the 2-yard line. Boy, I don't know what went wrong there.
I know what went wrong. The running back ran right, and Smith was handing it left. That's the success.
Not a good formula.
Yeah, not a good formula for success at all, and now it's going to set up a 3rd and long. You get those sometimes, especially early in the season, because, you may have been working on it, but you got new guys, like I said, a new running back, and just went the wrong way.
3rd and 13 now. Football down near the 2-yard line. Golden Bears got to get some space there. Otherwise, they'll be giving up a short field here to the Wildcats if they can't convert on this 3rd and 13. Bottom of the screen, Tyree alone there. They'll keep it on the ground. Forging ahead there was Freeman, but he runs into some traffic right ahead there near the line of scrimmage.
They were cheating a little bit towards Tyree, but I figured at that point they were going to jam the line. You might as well give them a one-on-one, 50-50 ball there, but there wasn't going to be much time to throw that anyway, because they had a spy on the quarterback, and Daniel Smith would have been in trouble if he had tried to unload that football.
So now, in the shadow of the end zone, they have to punt this football away. That's Fitch near the base of the end zone for the Golden Bears. He'll get it away. And the Wildcat receivers is going to back off of it and let it bounce. It'll end near the 49-yard line, and that's where they'll take the football over. Short field for them to work with.
But it's not a bad punt, 45 yards with the roll, and it does at least give Miles a little room to work with. You're going to try to keep them from getting 1 or 2 first downs that will get them in field goal range.
Just underway, second half, 11:03 remains. Golden Bears with a 17-10 lead over the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Golden Bears hosting the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College next weekend from Sloan Alumni Stadium. Kick for that ball game, start time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. So
Central time.
Avoid the Fairfield heat of the day. Jarman in the pocket. Here comes pressure again by the Golden Bears. They got another sack on him. Is that Shelton again?
That's Shelton again. This is looking like shades of 2017 when they could not stop Shelton at all. And what's happened is that year, Shelton was getting a lot of one-on-one matchups because there were other guys like Kalen Bonds that were on the line that was making it difficult to pay a lot of attention to him. Last year, he was the man. They doubled him up. Jalen Thomas, Greg Matthews really started doing well, but now look at it here again.
Forward pitch again. They went with that early in the first half. It's successful there on the pitch to Jalen Louder. And Louder with the reception. Going to be about 3 or 4 yards shy of that first down marker.
Yeah, he was run down by who? Marquell Shelton. He's having the game thus far.
But the question put to you at halftime about the blitzes by the Golden Bears, you can see the Wildcats trying to make that adjustment with that forward pitch to Louder. We'll see how long Golden Bears can stay and be successful in that early blitz. Out in the flats, pass underthrown. 2 defenders closest to that football.
looked like Antonio Evans, the linebacker, was out there. He certainly was one of them. I think the other one may have been Kendrell Walker, and also Rodney Coleman were over on the far side. They were bringing pressure again, backside pressure. Austin Stevens, I've never seen him blitz that much in a game. I tell you now, they've got something worked a little different for him this year. Good series by the Miles defense.
So Mashburn on to kick it away after a 3-and-out by the Wildcats. See if Anthony Robinson can get a return here. Mashburn trying to kick it away from him, high kick. And it'll take a bounce and head inside of the 15-yard line. Mashburn doing a good job for Fort Valley with the punting. And it'll be inside the red zone, or the Golden Bears starting inside of their 15-yard line again. But the chance here, like, to get a little bit more space, Sometimes it's a game of yards and getting the best position you can on the field.
You know, and again, teams know what Miles has. Again, when you have this many folks back, you know, the tape is there. Aaron James is the one calling the plays, but Aaron James has also decided to diversify a little more here. He's gone a lot more heavy run here, knowing that Fort Valley is going to try to take that passing game away, and it's been successful.
Under 10 minutes left in the third. 17-10 lead for the Golden Bears. On the right side, this is Freeman with the carry, and he's past the 15-yard line up near the 17.
4 or 5 yards a carry, you will take that all night long.
This duo of running backs for the Golden Bears, very impressive thus far, Edwards and Freeman. Second down play here for Smith in the offense. Daniel with the snap, got some time, going up the one-on-one now. Tyree trying to get behind the defense. Flag coming in at the back of that play. He was covered by Moore downfield. Will check the flag. They went for that deep ball, but that one's overthrown.
You know, last year there were a couple of times where there were balls that it looked like they were overthrown, and Tyree would hit another gear and he would catch the ball.
And they're going to pick that flag up. No foul call there. It'll be third down.
You know, I think they've picked up more flags than they've called tonight against Miles. I don't know if that's good or bad, but, you know, Miles, you got to take a couple of shots, and maybe you don't just play the deep ball with him. Maybe you try to get Tyree across the middle a little bit, even Antonio Lee. I haven't seen Mikhail Jacobs. We haven't called his name much. He's got a couple of freshmen as well that are on the depth chart, that Michael Simpson and Grant Dubose. We haven't heard from them either.
On a 3rd down and 4 with 9 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third. Smith with the snap, bobble momentarily, fires out in the flats. There's a catch there made. You called Lee right on cue as Antonio Lee makes that grab and steps out of bounds for the first down.
I know that's got to feel good for him. He's been working extremely hard to get back. Again, the knee injury that took him out last season. Prior to, he was the leading receiver coming into last year, and he was really looking to have a great senior year then, but he's got another bite at the apple, and to get that first catch kind of gets him going. He actually now has one more catch than Leonard Tyree, so we got to go see number 3.
8:50 clock running here at Wildcat Stadium. 17-10, Miles with the lead and football. Smith, ball fake. He lost it on the surface, though. It's loose. I think Scroggins may have fallen on it for the Golden Bears. And luckily, he trailing that play, and Smith not able. He lost it on the right after the snap.
They've had some trouble with that exchange, and that's the part about the new running backs that you've got to get accustomed to when you're doing that kind of read option a little bit. You know, you want to put it in, and you don't know how long you're going to keep it and things like that. So you got to get a little more in tune with your running back on that.
Certainly have to be a lot cleaner. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Smith going to be bottled up and sacked, but I think this is going to go against the Wildcats for being offside.
Wasn't able to get that free play up.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm seeing, too, with Fort Valley, they're not trying to let Leonard Tyree get over the top. Sure. There's been a safety back pretty much the entire time. Maybe you start running double verticals, and then you pick your poison.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's one of the things probably coming out of their skull session going into the ballgame is that the one guy that's not going to beat us is Leonard Tyree. So we're going to do what we have to do there to contain him.
And we saw a lot last year that teams weren't putting somebody over the top, and that's why he was able to cook a lot of DBs, because it was one-on-one coverage, and that's not how you're going to be able to keep Leonard Tyree from having big games.
So 2nd down and 9. We're at the 8-minute mark in the third period. 17-10, Miles with the lead. Got to get this football up near the 34 for the first down. Smith, ball fake. Now he gave it into the line, and that play gets knocked down right at the line by the Wildcats. He was trying to get it inside there to Freeman, but the traffic and the spacing is just so tight in there between the handoff and Freeman.
You got to give the defensive line for Fort Valley a lot of credit thus far. They've been able to shorten the gaps there, and they've been able to get upfield, and Daniel Smith has had to get rid of the ball or make decisions on the read draw or the read option there. He's had to make them a lot quicker, and it's caused some problems for the Miles offense when they've tried to run those plays.
He'll go shotgun this trip, though. 3rd and 12 for the Golden Bears. Snap to Smith. Checking off now, going left side. Pass batted away, and a flag coming back on this side of the field, but on the far side of the field, pass was knocked away by Wiggum for the Wildcats. They were trying to get it downfield to Lee.
I wonder if Lee may have pushed off a little bit, and that would be offensive pass interference.
This flag seemingly here in front of the Wildcat bench.
There it is. You're right.
Yeah.
I was looking on the far side.
Yeah, they're going to step it off, and now Coach Porter is going to get a assessment against him at the sideline. He's walking and hawking at the field judge there, and now they're trying to call him off.
And did they throw another flag? Because the flag is back out there again.
Yeah, they got Coach Porter at the sideline. He came up to the official questioning what that call was, and they got into a verbal. So that's going to push this football further up the field.
Coach Porter about blew a gasket when they called that. A lot of times you'll get the warning, and they may have given the warning. They just didn't announce the warning, but they called it right there, and that turned into a 30-yard gain for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, that's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 37. High snap as Cortier's in there at quarterback. He's able to fall on the football, but all that progress you gave him
just gave it all back. Now, there is a difference. You've got Daniel Smith standing at 6'1". They generously list Cortier at 6 feet. He's probably closer to about 5'10", and they is me. But, it's a little different on the snap.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. It's at a different height. 6:36 football now back at the 23-yard line. On the ground, this is Freeman banging ahead near the 30-yard line. Good search by him right side. Got some of that back on that carry. It'll be 3rd down now and at about 15.
The last time Cortier started a football game, it was right here. Actually, the last time he won a game, he started the next week, and it was not far after that Cambridge had come in and took over a couple of years ago, but he won the game. He was the quarterback when we played here the last time.
Hand off left side. This is Freeman, second wave of the defense, knocked down near the 38-yard line. Going to be shy of the first down there. And the Golden Bears will have to punt the football away.
They were handed a gift.
Yeah, gave it right back.
Gave it right back.
So 5:41 left in the 3rd. Miles with the 17-10 lead. And Jay Fitch, the sophomore, come on to punt it away again. Jeffrey Mack stands deep. Mack is there a threat as it relates to punt returns. Fitch trying to kick it away from him. Fair catch going to be called for and made at the 27-yard line, just in front of the Wildcat bench. And that was Malik Raup with the fair catch there for Fort Valley.
So far, no mistakes on the special teams for the Golden Bears, and Coach Ruffin preaches it all the time. You got to win all 3 phases. So, as long as you don't make those mistakes right now, that's the difference in the ball game, is that Fort Valley made the one mistake on special teams.
They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Jarman's gone all the way at quarterback. As you mentioned, they got 4 in contention for that. They go on the ground. Initial hit made on the line of scrimmage on Louder, but Louder able to string it toward the sideline. Did not get it back to the line of scrimmage, though, it does not appear.
Marquell Shelton is having himself a night. He was in on the play again, first man in there. He stunted the run, pushed him backwards. They're going to give him the forward progress for 1 yard, but man, he is having a second half to remember.
So 2nd down and 9 now for Fort Valley. We're at 4:44 left in the third. Jarman with the snap. Got some time this time, but the pocket collapses on him finally, and the Golden Bears get a sack on him at the 20-yard line.
Antonio Evans, the sophomore middle linebacker, gets home. It was Shelton. He was in there again. Jarman had nowhere to go. Now, we've got a flag here in the defensive secondary. That might be an illegal contact or a hold, which is going to turn into a first down.
Boy.
During the run, holding, defense number 47.
Wow. So they get Austin Stevens for the hold there.
They dropped him back in coverage, and again, Austin trying to work through that injury. He's probably a half step down of what he's used to. And, guys, he's got to do some of the things that he needs to do. That play didn't get home as quick as they wanted to, and that probably set the penalty up.
Snap to Jarman on a first down play. Got pressure on him again, but he's got some time. Trying to get a man behind the defense. This one going to be, did Beckham get it? No, he's not able to go up top and pull it down. Is that Beckham backside? I believe coming over the backside.
That may have been Kendrell Walker on the backside.
Yeah, there's Walker. Walker with a chance for a pick there. Running over to help on that play. And almost coming away with that interception.
Jarman got a little impatient there. That pressure's been getting to him. He actually had a little time that time and was trying for something big, but unable to make the connection.
Pressure here on the 2nd down play. They're going to go to comeback play, and that one goes incomplete.
Kadarius Roberts was in there. He got his hand. They brought the blitz. It was one of those blitzes where the defensive tackle falls back. He didn't rush. He fell back into the coverage, and I don't think Jarman picked him up because he hit him right in the hand with it.
So 3rd down now for Fort Valley. We're at 4:06 left in the third. So you could see a good variation there on that Golden Bear blitz that trip.
It's exciting to watch. They haven't really done a lot of that the last couple of years, but they're blitzing from everywhere.
Jarman with the snap. They're going to go up top. Got a man behind the defense. That's Bridges again. He'll step back into the interior. Now lost about 10 on the play. Finally gets going back, head up steam upfield. And another big play there. Thanks to that correction, that catch was made there. Looks like Waller for the Wildcats of Fort Valley.
I think Coleman got caught up just a little bit, and that allowed the receiver to get free. And I think that's Maxell Wells who took a little bit of a lick there, trying to pull him down as he ran across the field, picking up extra yards. The receiver.
DeQuavius Walker for the Wildcats on
number
that catch
11,
there,
yes.
double A. So with 3:56 remains, got an injured player. Looks like Thomas down for the Golden Bears.
57, not 27. Anyway, he looks to be okay. He's up. He tried to get up, and they're like, hold on, let's check on you. Probably will be out for a play or two.
Ran to the sideline, so that's a good sign.
Jalen Thomas. That's what happens with the blitz, though. With the blitz, if you don't get home,
sure. Yep.
It's going to be some open places.
3:39 clock running. 1st and 10 for Fort Valley. Jarman on the ground. Clark slices right side. Hit near the 40. Got 3-4 on that carry inside. Looked like it started out kind of a misconnection between Jarman and Clark on the handoff.
Antonio Evans and Nictavius Floyd in on the stop. Jarman was the only guy who was able to get any rushing yards in the first half. He had 19. The rest of the team had -3.
Jarman looks right, fires right, out in the flats. Catch made there, wrapped up and slung out of bounds. Catch was made by Shipman. And some flags coming in the backside of that at the middle of the field.
The last blow was thrown by Miles number 45, Kadarian Jones. They both were kind of going at it, but you're hoping that it's Jones is not the one who got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Have an injured Fort Valley player down near the 26-yard line. as officials confer at the 35.
Ideally,
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, 79 offense. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, 45 defense. Those penalties will offset.
Well, you had the right personnel picked for the Golden Bears, and fortunately, it was not a one-way call, so things will stay where they are.
Miles is fortunate. A lot of times you catch the last guy who throws the lick is the one who ends up getting caught. But the problem is that the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, that's like a point. You get a couple of those, you're out. So Jones is going to have to be careful.
We're at 2:57 left in the third. Miles with a 17-10 lead. Tight ball game all the way against the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Now it's third down, and it looks like it's going to be about 2 yards for the first down for Fort Valley after the assessment, or after the dual assessments where they didn't move it any. Movement up front, and they're going to get this one on a free play.
Well, let's see, because when they stop the play, a lot of times that's on the offense.
That's right. We'll see what the call is. You're right. They blew that one. Jarman saying it's against the Golden Bears.
Prior to the snap, offside defense with conduct, number 9, 5-yard penalty, first down.
They used to call the unabated to the quarterback where they would stop play, but I guess that time they called it with conduct, which is interesting. First time I've ever heard that called. But that's pretty much meaning that, you know, the defensive guy was in a position to do some harm if they didn't stop the play.
Jarman with that shuttle pitch back upfield to Clark. And Clark hit at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps pushing forward. And the Golden Bears team tackle him there.
Marquell Shelton, first man on the scene again. Antonio Evans, look at, he's getting chewed out there by Coach Ruffin because the whistle had been blown, and he wasn't the only guy, but again, sometimes being the last guy is not, not a good place to be.
Not with the official just constantly blowing the whistle right at you. Right. We're at 2:05 left now. 2nd and 10 for Fort Valley. From the 30 of Golden Bears. Jarman ball fake, fires across the middle and threw it high. Had Shipman with the crossing route in the middle, but he shot it too high for him.
He had an opportunity to get that completion. Like you said, he went too high, but he kind of hesitated, which seemed to slow that pass rush just enough to buy him some time to throw it across the middle there. But again, he shot it too high. Good thing for Miles. He's going to set up 3rd and long. 1:55
left in the third. 3rd and 10. Jarman, here comes pressure now. He'll roll to his left. He's a lefty. Fires, threw it back upfield and incomplete, but a flag coming in at the back of that play.
Boy, I can't believe they're going to call a flag.
I almost think that's the one they really need to pick up.
Right.
It's no contact with the player coming back upfield.
He was coming back upfield. Unless they wanted to call a push off against Fort Valley, that's going to go against Miles. But it didn't seem like it. He just turned around to try to come get the ball. That contact had to have been incidental.
Sure. That's the one that if there was going to be a pickup, it would have been that one. Not to be the case. Wow. That's big.
Jarius Grayson, junior college transfer, playing in his first game. Boy, that's a tough one to call. It just didn't seem like there was enough there to call it, but obviously the officials feel different about it.
So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 15. Pressure backside. Jarman's going to get sacked there near the 20-yard line.
Marquell Shelton, he's got 3 sacks tonight.
Shelton playing from that position where he's going to be opposed by a bigger and heavier guy, and Marquell very quick on his feet, able to just elude that, blocking up front.
They call it the jack position. It's like a defensive end, but Marquell Shelton is the size of a linebacker, so when he's able to get around the corner or beat his man with his speed, it's going to be a lot of problems in teams' backfields.
They're coming again. Jarman got a man there out in the flats. Catch going to be made at the corner and shoved out of bounds. I believe that's going to be Malik Rout. So Rout with a good route on that catch. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Ruffin didn't like the coverage there. but they brought the pressure, and it was a good read there by Jarman because he saw the pressure coming right in his face and still was able to deliver the football.
3rd and 2 now, 60 seconds left in the third. Wildcats trying to punch a score in to even the football game up. Jarman going to go option right side. Got the pitch man behind him. He took a hard hit. Carry upfield. That big rangy Lauder from the fullback spot. They have been relentless with that option pitch to Lauder, the bigger running back for them, but been relatively successful with it.
Nick Floyd came and got the tackle, but it wasn't before they got the first down. Now you're looking at 1st and goal. It's not a lot of room to be gimmicky here if you're Fort Valley, so Miles just needs to be stout in their assignments.
Jarman going to go one-on-one in the end zone. Catch going to be made there, easy touchdown. This time the catch is made by Walker. Walker able to just pull it into the end zone, had the defense sliding away, stopped and got the catch.
They haven't really had opportunities to get that play going, but when, like you talked about earlier, 5'9" against 6'4", that's going to be some trouble, and Beckham just basically got posted like he was in the block on the basketball court, and he threw it right up. It was the alley-oop play for 6.
So Mashburn on now for the point after. 22 seconds left in the third. And Mashburn is true on the point after, and we were right back where we started. Tied 17-17, 22 seconds left in the third. More Miles College football on WOTM Sports after this timeout.
You heard that right.
We are back live at Wildcat Stadium. 22 seconds left in the third. We're tied at 17 after an impressive drive there by the Wildcats of Fort Valley. They get right back into this football game. On the return now, this is Freeman. A correction, that's Anthony Robinson with that return up past the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's a good return there to get things started on offense.
Well, Miles has been playing a lot in the shadow of their own end zone, and to be able to get out to about the 40 to start this drive should help a lot for the Golden Bears. There's only 16 seconds left, but they need a nice drive here to get more points on the board.
So Smith and the offense back out there trying to answer that touchdown by Fort Valley. Freeman joins Smith in the backfield. Slot at the bottom of your screen this trip. Smith surveys. Got to go up top now. That's Freeman. That's Tyree behind the defense. And finally they get Leonard involved. And that's a big play there for the Golden Bears.
Could have been a bigger play. Smith had to let go of the football a little quick as the bull rush there against Roger Womack was starting to get into Smith's face.
So from the 35-yard line as Tyree makes his first grab of the ball game. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. So the end of the third quarter ends the way it started. We're tied 17-17. Take a break here. More Miles College football on WOTM Sports after this break.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on, fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Back when I was growing up, you'd never know who was going to show up to my mother's kitchen. She just made everyone feel welcome at our table. I've always loved Southern cooking, but it isn't always the healthiest. Then I came across some healthy recipes and fitness tips from Blue Cross that have helped ever since I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. Now, I can rest easy knowing that I'm putting my health and the health of my family and friends first. I can't keep people out of this kitchen.
We get set to start the fourth quarter here from Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Fort Valley State University. Golden Bear football on WO2M Sports. Glad you could join us. Charles Ward, A.A. Moore with the play call. Always ably assisted by producer-director Randy Higgins. And Jake Marshall handling our cameras here on the road in Middle Georgia. Smith with the snap to get us going in the fourth. Going to go one-on-one. Downfield trying to go over the shoulder again. That was Tyree again trying to get behind that defense. Wiggum with him step for step there.
If there's a strength that Fort Valley has had coming into this season, it's that defensive backfield where they've got some veteran presence to be able to anchor things back there, and they've done a good job. Tyree just got his first catch of the night on the last play of the third quarter, and right there Wiggum was running step for step with him.
See if he'll break that route off at some point as they keep going on that fly route. 14:55 left in the contest. McNeely slides the line, now stays in the slot right side. Snap to Smith. He'll keep it. Smith slides back to the inside. If he can break that contain on the defender there, he has a lot of space, but he picks up 8 on that carry anyway.
You want to have that if you're Miles. You got to make them respect that you're going to be able to pull it and run it and make some big gains. They've really been spying on Smith. That was probably the first time in a couple of quarters where he's been able to make that play for positive gain.
3rd down and 2. Movement up front. They have a free play here. No flag yet. Now they got Tyree behind the defense. Leonard trying to lay out. Can't run it down. I believe that's going to be offsides against Fort Valley.
Wow, and that was a perfect chance. If he could have laid that in the right spot, that was 6 points because Tyree got free.
So if it's against the Wildcats, it'll be 1st down for the Golden Bears. So that'll put the Golden Bears just outside of the red zone. Just underway here in the fourth quarter.
Boy, that hard cadence that Smith has, it worked very well last year. It really was getting Fort Valley offsides early in this ball game, but he's finally able to kind of make it work here in the second half.
Fresh set of downs after the assessment. Smith fakes it in the line. No, he kept it there in line. That's Freeman sliding right side. Can't find any space there, though.
Fort Valley done a little better job, or Miles has struggled a little more. You can give credit to both sides, but they haven't been able to pop the runs like they did in the first half, and that's probably been a bigger reason why this offense has slowed. They haven't been able to get the yards on the ground that would set the passing game up.
216 yards for the Golden Bears after 3 quarters of play, compared to 237 for Fort Valley. 2nd and 9. Smith's got some time now. Across the middle, fires through it behind the receiver, but leaning back to make the catch. Looks like that's Hudson with that grab near the 6-yard line. Unpowered there, but a good effort there. That's Antonio Lee with the grab. Yeah, Lee with a great effort.
6'3" across the middle and stuff. Those long arms played right there because that ball was not a very good ball, and Lee made the adjustment to get the catch. Has Miles 1st and goal.
From the 7-yard line, 13:20 left in this football game. So the Golden Bears trying to answer right back for Fort Valley's touchdown to tie it at 17. Snap to Smith. Freeman lunges right side, inside of the 5. 4.5 maybe on that carry.
Going to keep powering the ball. This works some clock too. You know you got a chance to put points on the board. Make it a little tougher for the opposition to come back.
So 2nd and goal to go now. Freeman on the right side got it down to the 5 with 12:45 left.
Look at the setup on the top side there. It's one-on-one coverage with Tyree. I wonder if they'll take a shot.
Before they do, got a timeout on the field. I think the Wildcats of Fort Valley took it. They take it with 12:37 remaining, and they take it with the teams tied at 17. We'll step out for a break. Bring you more here from Wildcat Stadium. This is Golden Bear football on WO2M Sports.
So, Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow. I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and, of course, shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
12:30 left in this football game. Second down and goal to go for the Golden Bears from the 4, trying to reclaim the lead. Tied at 17 right now. Smith with 9 seconds on the play clock settles in. In the line, he'll keep it right side. Smith angles toward the end zone, but tripped up near the 2-yard line. Good ball fake by Daniel Smith down to the 2.
Couldn't get all the way outside, but this is where power football, and this is probably the hill that I'm going to go die on, but man, I'd love to see some power ball, especially with those 2 tailbacks that you got who have been tough in between the tackles all night. You only need 2 yards, 1.5. Why not give it to them?
Got them both in the lineup with Smith in the backfield. Edwards and Freeman. They're going to go to Freeman. He's bumped at the line of scrimmage. Second effort by Freeman. He got over. He got over for the touchdown.
Power football, exactly what I'm talking about. You give it to the big man and let them run their guys over. He took the first hit, bounced off of it, got the second effort, and it turns into 6 for the Golden Bears.
Nice effort there by Freeman right side. So the Golden Bears reclaim the lead with 11:33 remaining in this football game.
I think we may have given the credit to the wrong guy. I think that may have been Dante Edwards with the 6-point run there, number 26.
So it'll be Spradlin on with the point after. And no doubt about Spradlin on the point after. It is 24-17. Golden Bears reclaim the lead with 11:33 left in this football game. As the purple marching machine starts up after the touchdown.
That was a great run there by Edwards. He ran right into the defender for Fort Valley, but he never stopped moving his legs. He never stopped running. Ran into the pile and said, that's not going to be enough for me, and then he trucked a defender to get into the end zone.
So the Golden Bears reclaim it. Season opener for Miles College on the road here at Fort Valley. Again, SIAC schools, but this one not an SIAC contest. Schools play on different divisions in the SIAC, and the only crossover games that count toward your conference record are your last 2. Do I have that right?
It's the last 2 on the opposite side and everything on your side. So it's 6 games total that count towards your division title and a chance to appear in the championship game.
Hamill with the kick. Wildcats field it near the 5. This is Mack running right side. Correction on that. That returns by Walker. And Walker got it up near the 35-yard line. So from the 35 now, Fort Valley forced to play catch up.
And the way that Markwell Shelton's been playing, they're going to have to double team him or something because he's starting to live in that backfield. They have not stopped him probably since sometime early or midway through the second quarter.
So Jarman and Fort Valley now trying to go back to work, see what Golden Bears have in store for them on this possession. Jarman going to keep it left side, steps to the second wave of the defense. Flags coming in at the back of that play. See if that's going to be nullified by maybe a hold against the Wildcat offense.
I imagine so. The pressure was getting there again, and Jarman has done a good job of stepping up and taking off when he needs to, but he may have gotten a little help there.
So that'll pull the Wildcats back and pin them back to the 23-yard line. This is the direction that the Golden Bear defense wants that offense to go.
That's right. Make it a long field. It's amazing. Both teams have been playing while the other team has had the ball all game, and finally Fort Valley needs it quiet, and they want to make a big deal about the bands playing.
11-17. Inside pitch to Clark. Defense catches up with that, though. And Clark's pulled down near the 25-yard line. So the more the game has progressed, the better the Golden Bear defense has played that forward pitch by Jarman.
Another tackle there by Marquell Shelton with the help coming from Austin Stevens. Depending on how this game ends, Marquell Shelton could be in line for a Defensive Player of the Week award. He has been living in that backfield here in the second half.
Outstanding job by him. Jarman fires upfield. Pass going to be batted around and picked off. There's a pick there by Smiley. Smiley got it there near the 35-yard line, and a turnover going to the Golden Bear defense.
Boy, I tell you, when you've got that speed, Smiley had been rushing. He's been fighting into the backfield. This time they dropped him back and blitzed from another area, and Smiley, it was not really a good throw there by Jarman, but once that ball was tipped, Smiley was right there, and now Miles with a chance to try to put some nails in the coffin if they can get back in the end zone.
Indeed, 10:34 remains in the football game. 24-17 Miles leads. It just took it over on a turnover from the 35 of Fort Valley. See if they can make quick work of this or utilize some clock and still get the points.
The clock is important, but these points would be really big.
Absolutely. However, you got a Tyree top of your screen. Smith, handoff left side. Freeman fights his way toward the 30-yard line. Pick up about 3 or 4 on that carry.
You know, we talked about the time of possession in the game last year where Fort Valley had a 2-to-1 time of possession advantage. And early in this ball game, that's what was happening. After the first quarter, it was 12 minutes to 3 minutes. Miles started to whittle that down in the second quarter, and now they're getting a lot closer to being balanced. And if you can keep your defense off the field when the game started, it was 97 degrees here. You want to keep them fresh late in games. That might help a whole lot down the stretch.
2nd down and 6 after the carry by Freeman. Smith, short drop, dumps it out to the tight end Tinch. He's there for the catch, banged ahead and got it out of bounds after the first down marker.
Boy, it's great to have those kind of fail-safe kind of options out there on just the quick little outs. That's what they do a lot of times with the tight ends. They just kind of roll them out in the flat, and Smith has been on the money seeing them a couple times. I think that's 4 catches for Tinch here tonight.
That is his 4th. Leading receiver so far. Right side is Freeman with a quick sprint near the 15. Quick hitting play on the inside there. Goes for about 8 yards.
And that running game is doing exactly what I just talked about. It is slowing this game down for Miles, able to burn some clock and keep that defense fresh and just in case they need it.
All right, now it's 9:15 left in this football game. 2nd and 3. Play clock down to 2. Smith going to go with it now. Gives it on the inside. Bumped at the line of scrimmage, but working his way near the 11-yard line. So Edwards on the carry inside.
A helmet came off and somebody thought it was the football. It was like, yo, the ball over there. Instead, it's going to set up another first down for the Golden Bears.
So 1st and 10 now, just outside of the 10-yard line, so the Golden Bears can get another first before touchdown. Right now, that clock working its way to 8:35 and running here at Wildcat Stadium.
And now they're really starting to milk it some, knowing that they can run the football and keep picking up yards.
Just got to hang on to it. On the ground, protecting that football is Edwards banging his way inside of the 10 now.
Being safe with it.
Sure.
You saw him go in there charging hard, but he made sure he had both hands on the football. He didn't want it to pop out. So it's one thing to be strong, but it's also another thing to be smart when you're running in between the tackles there.
It's the last thing you want in this situation. We're at 8 minutes left. 24-17. Golden Bears with the lead, trying to punch in another one here. Smart job by the offense to waste as much of that clock as they can before running the play. It's like Tinch is going to line up in the backfield. Smith with the snap, surveys, fires corner of the end zone, back there, catch gonna be made, touchdown, Golden Bears. Trying to make it out. The number back there at the back of the end zone.
It looks like number 3, Leonard Tyree.
That's the number that we wanted to hear.
He got 1 foot down. They finally were able to get him one-on-one, and that they work on that all the time. As you can see, that's the second touchdown pass that Smith has thrown. Both of them thrown the same way, back corner of the end zone, one-on-one coverage. That may be the one that gets Miles into the win column.
Tyree beat the defense and made the grab, his first touchdown of the 2019 season. So Spradlin now to kick it, and Spradlin is true on the point after. So the Golden Bears, after the turnover by the defense, they cash in on it. They lead it now 31-17 over the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Quick break here, and more from Wildcat Stadium on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
So just when the Golden Bears needed the combination of Daniel Smith and Leonard Tyree comes true. They get the touchdown. 7:32 left, 31-17. Now the Wildcats are really going to have to press here, AA, and a chance perhaps for this defense to come up with another big play. Sidewinding kick comes down to the 10. On the return, that's Walker looking for some blocks. He'll step left side up past the 25-yard line and tipped up near the 27.
Well, they needed that big touchdown play there to Leonard Tyree. Tyree had been silent until late in the third quarter when they finally got him a catch, and then they looked like they were concentrating on him. But they ran the ball, got that soft sense of security there that Miles is going to just try to run the ball and milk the clock. And it was a fake inside, bounce outside. Tyree was open. 6 points for the Golden Bears.
Good catch falling back to the surface here at Wildcat Stadium. So Jarman now, Fort Valley, back out onto the football field, trailing by 2 touchdowns. He'll take the snap, looks to his left, fires upfield, got a man there, catch going to be made. And up the field, fighting for more yardage, is Jamari Brown, the junior from Perry, Georgia, for Fort Valley.
Look like they are going to try to pick up this tempo. They're going to have to get the ball out quick, try to work with those big receivers and see if Jarman can get the ball up and let them use their body to kind of create some space to make some catches.
Jamari Brown out here in the flats. Brown at 6'4". He's got it out there by Terry Beckham at the corner. See if they go back that way again. Jarman going to keep it on the ground this time. Clark with a good sidestep. Now slides back to the inside. And Jamari Clark runs it near a first down for Fort Valley.
Best run of the night there by the running backs for Fort Valley. Gave a good move there to Austin Stevens and left him in his dust. Big gain for the Wildcats.
So you get the sense out of this Golden Bear defense is just trying to keep everything in front of them. But they've given up some strong cushion on these first 2 plays with the catch by Brown at the left sideline and then the run up the middle by Clark. They're already past midfield at the 42. Jarman, here comes pressure. He won't avoid that one. That was Smiley charging from that linebacking spot to knock down Jarman for the sack.
Never saw him. Not quite a blindside, but man, I had to say something. Only I'll let you get that play call out. But Mitchell Smiley blasted Jarman right in his face.
Indeed. Good surge there by Smiley. That's what that defense needed too. Give that message to Fort Valley. We're not going to sit back and play soft here. Second down. Looks like about 20 now after the loss by Jarman. He'll take the snap. Pressure at the corner. Now he'll run that way. Doesn't know he's backside pressure. They got a sack on him again. He eluded that early on. But coming back in the fray on that.
Nick Floyd. There's going to be a penalty flag out here in the secondary. I'm wondering if they're going to call another holding penalty against Miles.
Boy, surely don't need that at this juncture. Floyd doing a good job. Blocked at the corner there as Jarman slid past him and able to find his way back to make that sack, but they're going to nullify that with the call. And another flag coming. This time it's going across the field against Coach Reginald Ruffin. Ruffin got into it after the call with the official, and they hit him with a flag.
I don't think I've seen both coaches pick up unsportsmanlike penalties in the same game.
And Ruffin, just as you indicate, irate with that call. Call way down the field, all the action coming here to the left.
I'm sure Ruffin wasn't happy with the call. Obviously, that play, there was no way he was getting that ball over there. He wasn't even looking that way.
And in all fairness, I think that's the same thing that Porter was talking about when he got called, because that play that happened was over there on the other side of the field, and the flag came right down in front of their bench. But similar calls against the coaches were kind of the same type play, so at least the officials were being fair about it. But that's a big one there against the Golden Bears. That'll put the football at the 26-yard line for Fort Valley with 5:59 remaining, and 31-17 lead for the Golden Bears. So if you make them work here, these final 27 yards or 26 yards that need to go here for the touchdown, even if you concede the one touchdown, you at least get the benefit of more clock running. Just don't want them to hit it here so quickly. And by no means are we saying that they can concede the touchdown.
No one happier than those linemen that they were able to get that breath, buddy.
Yeah.
'Cause I know they've been out there grinding all night.
Jarman now in shotgun. Golden Bears showing they're coming here. And they are. Jarman's got to unload quickly. He won't be able to get it airborne, but he'll lose the tackler at the front of the line. Fires, threw it high, and incomplete. He was trying to get it downfield again to a wide out there, Ross, but overshot him.
Marquell Shelton just missed his 4th sack. Man, the pressure has been coming. If this is the new wrinkle for the Miles football team this year, teams are going to be in trouble. They are bringing pressure from everywhere, and they're getting home.
2nd and 10, we're at 5:51. Jarman flag at the line of scrimmage. This one's going to go against the Wildcat offense. So they had a look at him and possible sack.
Defensive offside. Number 9, 5-yard penalty.
They called that against the defense.
I think it was he came across the line and it caused the line to jump. Got a little anxious there. Number 90, Joshua McNeil, redshirt freshman out of Bessemer, getting his first game action.
2nd and 5 now for Fort Valley.
They're trying to go hard snaps, anything to keep that pass rush from getting home, because they have not had the answer to that here over the last 25 minutes of game time.
It's not able to make that adjustment. That surge has worked well for the Golden Bears. They're coming once again. Jarman quickly up the field and shot it back of the end zone and incomplete.
He had no choice there. It was coming home again.
Ross,
Maybe a little miscommunication more than anything else, but he knew to let go of that football.
Ross broke his route off near the 10-yard line. And Jarman shot that about halfway through the back of the end zone. So we're at 5:45. 3rd and 5 here for Fort Valley.
I bet you when Jarman was looking at tape leading up to this game, he didn't think he was going to be on his back this much.
Yeah. Golden Bears coming again. Jarman quickly up the field on a comeback route. This one batted around. Did they get the interception? I think they did. No, they say incomplete. The back judge is saying he didn't catch it. The other officials, 2 in the back, saying he didn't pull it in.
That looked like a catch to me.
Yeah, looked like he was on his back and it came to his stomach. Wow. So the Wildcats avoid some disaster there.
They got to go for it here. It's 4th down.
5:39 left in the football game. Stop here by the Golden Bears. A long way toward them sealing this football game. And the Wildcats, correction, Miles taking a time out there. Big 4th down play for them as well. They want to get this stop. 5:39 left. We'll come to a stop here. This is Miles College Football on WOTM Sports.
You heard that right.
Wildcats of Fort Valley make it quickly back out onto the field after the timeout. Golden Bears headed back that way. 5:39 remains. 2-touchdown lead for Miles. Trying to hang on here in Middle Georgia for their first win of the season in the season opener. 31-17 to lead it.
Look for something quick. They want to get the ball out of Jarman's hands. They only need 5 for a first.
Keep an eye on that little shuttle forward pass as well. Jarman, pressure now. Dunlows it, threw it high and incomplete. Jarman had a man crossing near the 5. Would have been more than enough for a first down. But all that pressure in this second half really got him a little bit jaunty on the feet now and unloaded early.
Happy feet, certainly. He had the time for once there, and he looked off of his first guy, saw the other guy. If he hits him in stride, that's 6 points because there's no one there between the receiver and the end zone. But those happy feet, and that's what pressure does. But they say pressure busts pipes, and while Jarman didn't necessarily burst right there, he has been getting hit and hit hard and hit a lot here in the second half.
Good showing there by that Golden Bear defense. And the first-year coordinator, Rashad Watson, made a great adjustment in that first half, and it's worked throughout the rest of this football game. Now the offense, all they got to do is protect that football and run clock. Edwards on the carry right side to the 24.
That's what you want to do here. If you can keep picking up that 3-4 yards a carry, you can get a couple of first downs and you can put this game on ice.
Clock running now at 5:12. Scoreboard showing that Fort Valley's got 3 timeouts left in this football game. Sometimes it's difficult to rely on the clock to see if the timeouts go correct.
And if you're Miles, maybe you take one more shot. You got one-on-one coverage on the outsides.
Well, you at least got to throw it for a first down if you need to. But maybe not if you've got Edwards running like that. Edwards works his way up near the 30, going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for that Golden Bear offense.
Maybe I've been watching a little too much Bill Belichick. You know he'll try to throw it. He doesn't care, right? But
you've got to play the whole field all the time.
Miles is going to be safe with it. Bill Belichick's got some more things, more tools in his toolbox after today.
Sure.
So, I guess when you have those kind of tools, you can throw it around.
You do whatever you want. You're always comfortable about the next play, right?
Yeah, you want to be safe and get home with a W, so I imagine they'll probably run it some more.
Approaching 4 minutes left now. They go on the ground. There's a big hole here by Edwards right side. He's at the 40, creates contact near the 48, and slides to midfield here at Wildcat Stadium.
He did not try to be nice with him and slide or let him grab him by the ankles. Edwards was trying to finish that young man's night right away by leaning the shoulder into him. Big run and a first down for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, luckily that defender got a little bit lower. He'd have been 5 yards farther down the field. Edwards is a tough load to bring out once he gets his head of steam going.
Would have been the 51-yard line because he would have been laid right across that 0.
Yeah. Edwards at 5'8", 215, but runs a lot bigger than that. They'll give it this time. This is Freeman across midfield. Freeman works it down near the 48-yard line.
Haven't been too many negative runs. Again, keeping those legs moving. The offensive line doing a good job acquitting itself after early on having some trouble with the speed and the pressure from Fort Valley. But again, they've been able to wear them down. They've been out there on the field. That defense has been taking a lot of punishment from Miles. And at this point, we're 3 minutes away from starting the season 1-0 for the first time in 3 years.
Into the third quarter, Freeman had 66 yards. Edwards had 58, but that's changed here in the fourth. Add some more to those numbers. But we were talking about the question mark being at running back coming into the season. Those two provided a solid answer thus far. And this is Freeman, slices back left side. Let's see if he can defeat that one more defender looking for a block. Spins his way back to the inside. And Freeman all the way down to the 15-yard line. You can see some daggers dropping here at Wildcat Stadium now.
Not enough timeouts to stop the clock enough. Miles probably 1 first down away from getting ready to get on the bus, head back to Fairfield with a win.
And 14 yards away from notching another score. 2:20 left. Edwards joins Smith in the backfield.
They're going to bleed this clock.
Sure, they got 14 on the game play clock here. Approaching 2:05 on the game. Smith to Edwards. Edwards fights right side. He'll have the touchdown there for the Golden Bears. Easily done there by the Golden Bears, and you get the sense maybe that the Wildcats trying to get that football back, saying let's not burn any more time and see if we can at least get it back on offense.
Either that or they're tired as all get out, and they're like,
Probably that.
It's time to get back and replenish and try it again next week, as the fans are starting to make their way towards the exits.
At 1:53 remaining, Golden Bears down at the 14-yard line. Had a full set of downs there. We'll only wonder about whether the Wildcats kind of conceded on that point, but you won't know anything about that in the scorebooks tomorrow. Spradlin once again knocks it through on the point after, and the Golden Bears on the road here in Fort Valley extend their lead to 38-17 with 1:53 left. More Miles College football on WOTM Sports after this timeout.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Back live at Wildcat Stadium, 1:53 left. Golden Bears on their way for their first win of the season, as the purple marching machine now giving up that pack up the bus music going here at Wildcat Stadium.
3 straight runs punished what was left of that Wildcat defense and put this game on ice.
Hamels with the kick. This one will go out of bounds, and that'll bring the flag. But Hamels, solid job all game long trying to kick away from the speedy returners. And for the Golden Bears on this first effort of the campaign, a lot of positive spots out there, defensively, offensively, and special teams.
Well, that's what happens when you have a new season. You don't want to keep talking about what happened before, because there's not much you can do about that. It's in the books. Miles won the championship last year, but they had to come with something different. And I don't think Fort Valley was ready for the kind of pressure that Miles brought, certainly on defense, but the way they pounded the rock today.
Sure.
Two-headed monster in Dante Edwards and also Darrell Freeman. They weren't ready for that at all.
Probably the one thing that they could not have anticipated happening coming in. Those guys were just fabulous for the Golden Bears. Flags at that play from the line. And that'll give a lot of other teams in the conference a lot to wonder about now.
Yeah, you probably can scrap last year's film, because there's nothing that Miles really did tonight that looked anything like what they did in 2018. So now you've got to look at this film. You've got a short amount of time to figure out how we're going to deal with this. Now you've got 2 running backs who can carry the mail. We didn't even see DeAndre Fagan tonight, and we know he's capable as a tight end. They really didn't even get a chance to go to another sack. You know who that is.
Don't tell me.
No, it's not
Thomas.
No, it's not going to be Thomas this time. It looks like number 53, maybe.
That'll be Cameron Sneed.
He gets his first. No, we'll give that to number 55. That's going to be B.J. Eugene, a freshman out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. He gets his first sack. It's got to be at least 8 sacks tonight for the Golden Bears.
Great job after that adjustment made by the defensive coordinator, Rashard Watson, and the players just responded to it so well and seemingly found something that really fits them as a unit. Jarman tosses out in the flats. Clark looking for space, but he's bumped out of bounds. Austin Stevens chasing as he's run out short of the first down, or picking up some of that yardage they lost on the sack.
You know, I remember the days back when I was over by Alabama State. L.C. Cole was the coach, and a lot of times he would take linebackers and make them D-ends, and he would make safeties linebackers, and to get that speed. And that's one thing that you haven't seen a lot of Miles, is a lot of speed, but they have been running up the field all night.
They go with that forward pitch this time to Clark, and Clark got it back to the initial line of scrimmage. With 60 seconds left here at Wildcat Stadium, Golden Bears, great job here in the season opener. To that point again about the 2 running backs, Now you're almost in a situation, if this continues to play that it is, it's like you're not looking for this spectacular play. You're just looking for guys that are able to grind that football and get you what you want day in and day out, play in, play out.
Right. You have to watch for teams that can be explosive. We saw that last year with Miles, be able to get points on the board quickly. But if you can grind it, you can work that clock and limit the amount of opportunities those teams have, they almost have to be perfect to be able to beat you.
Mashburn forced to punt this football away with just 23 seconds left.
That's got to be a depressing feeling
absolutely.
when you got the ball and coach is just like, we're going to punt it.
Yeah, let's just cash it in, right?
It's time to get on inside after this one.
Yeah, nothing we got in our playbook that'll get us 3 touchdowns in 15 seconds, right? So the Golden Bears will come into next weekend's home ball game against Morehouse College in the Classic at Sloan Alumni Stadium with a lot of momentum. And this idea about what happened in Chicago still in our minds.
And that is going to be something that's going to be talked about this week. That was an ugly, ugly feeling. It was ugly for us. We're in the box ready to celebrate, and the last play gets thrown up, and it turns into a winner. And, even in winning the championship, the Morehouse people wouldn't let us have it. Like, remember this play. And then, so there's pictures and video of all of that stuff out. But this is the best thing that you'll want to see tonight. Victory formation time. They're going to take one knee, and Miles is going to get on the bus, head into Birmingham. The coaches are already out of the box. They know they don't have to worry about calling anything else. This ball game is over.
All around great performance by the Golden Bears. They will defeat the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Final score 38-17. The Golden Bears going to go to 1-0 on this season. Again, this was not a conference contest, and the Wildcats will still be in search of their first win of the season.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Back live here at Wildcat Stadium. Final score, Golden Bears win it 38-17 in their season opener against the Wildcats of Fort Valley State University. And AA, if you had to do a check mark for each part of the ball game, offense check, defense check, special teams check.
When you win all 3 phases, you generally win the football game, and that's what Coach Ruffin preaches. It was very businesslike all week, all preseason. They came here. They got right on the board, and even when they fell behind, you never felt like, wow, we're in trouble here. They methodically went to work. When it was time to make the big plays, to make the throws, Daniel Smith was able to make them. That's what happens when you have a veteran team, even when you've got new people in some new places. And the new scheme today, especially on defense, pressure, 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 blitz, blitz, blitz. It caused a lot of problems for Fort Valley they probably weren't expecting.
And you make a good call there as it relates to adjustments that were made on both sides of the football. Certainly on defense, that stood out more. But Aaron James called a great ball game this afternoon, mixing it up early on with the tight end being involved, the running backs, knowing that he's got them in an equation now. And Daniel Smith with a few runs that really changed the complex of the game.
And the offensive line, let's give them a little credit.
Yep.
Early on, they were starting to get beat, especially on the left side. There was no place to run that side. Daniel Smith was starting to get hit a little too much early on, but they made the adjustment, and the second half, Daniel Smith pretty much stood up the entire time, and then the running backs, Edwards and Freeman, did their job and completely dismantled the front 7 of Fort Valley State Wildcats.
Leonard Tyree used mostly as a decoy for most of this ball game, but made 2 big catches that really changed the complex later on.
It was like bang, bang right at the end of the third quarter. He makes the big catch to get Miles within about 25 yards, and then right at the start of the fourth quarter, they went upstairs to him for 7 yards. And we talked about during the game, great throws by Daniel Smith. He threw both of those touchdown passes in the same spot where only his guy could catch them, and it was like 1 foot down. They did just enough to get the back corner, and it turned into goal for the Golden Bears.
And final point, you made this point in the pregame about players that were starting this ball game. Notably, Austin Stevens did not start and played sparingly because of that injury. But players that got relegated to backup roles starting the season coming up big here in this first ball game.
If you've got a guy like Marquell Shelton Hamilton coming off the bench. Man, you've got to think of the depth of the team and the talent of this team to have somebody start in front of you. The guy who started in front of him, Cameron Sneed, got his sack too. So they had no answer for the second team, if you will, but the way they rotate guys in and out, there's really not a second team. It's you've got a front seven that's probably about 15 deep. We didn't even see C.J. McClellan, and he started at times here. You're loaded, and you know you're loaded. For the first time in a while, Miles is going to get a chance to play as the front runner. We'll see how week to week they're able to carry that weight into each matchup.
Game plan works to perfection. Golden Bears win their first ball game, the season opener, 38-17 over the Wildcats of Fort Valley State University. We are in Birmingham next weekend, where the Golden Bears will host the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. We extend a special thanks to interim president is Bobby Knight here at Miles College. Also the athletics director and head football coach Reginald Ruffin, Ms. Barbara Palmer, assistant AD for physical affairs, Patrick Pison, assistant AD for facilities and operations, and of course A.A. Moore, assistant AD for external affairs.
Let me also say a thank you to Fred Watson, another one of our assistant athletic directors, head basketball coach, and a champion at Miles. He's done a great job for the Golden Bears.
Special thanks to WOTM Sports, our broadcast partner for Miles College football.